And we are live.
Personal one or something. So my bad. Hi.
That's you're right. It is your bad.
Mm-hmm. It's also his fault.
It's not. It's not.
we- if
I,
we-
I
if
don't
we-
even remember I had to. So
If we die tonight, it's Zoro's fault. Gotcha.
yes, that is fair.
Accurate.
No. If you die tonight, I'm pretty sure it's Tam's fault.
Thank you.
I have no idea what you're talking about. I'm innocent here.
Although you're only in this situation because of something that Rojan's character did, so I guess it's Rojan's fault.
You can't prove shit.
I can prove everything. I'm the DM.
I think the
I have
mushrooms
YouTube
shit.
proof.
I mean,
Fake news. Zara didn't do shit. What
actually,
monocle?
Zara didn't do it. Zara's mom did the thing.
What monocle? I don't know what you're talking about.
Zara's mom failed to do what she was supposed to do.
I don't even know what a monocle is.
So how's everyone doing?
We're all gonna die.
Tired.
You good?
I've been better, but good.
Excited.
For tomorrow?
I've actually been using my notebook.
Oh.
That's
Good.
that's a big step for you.
That is a big
That
step for
is.
me. Normally, I just look at my note, like I buy all these notebooks. I'm like, yeah, this would be great for like keeping track of plot points and stuff for D&D. And then I look at them like, who am I kidding? They're not going to follow this anyway.
You never know.
Oh, I do.
It really, it's a list of failed ideas.
Yeah, it's not even ideas anymore. It's just it's notes for the campaign as to exactly what's going on in the world at the moment and what's going to happen. Like the path that you guys take is still up to you. This is just what's happening around the world as this is going on.
That's pretty much what my notes for this campaign are as well. It's less things that I think you guys are going to be getting into and more just what's happening around you at this particular time.
I'm pretty sure you have one note in that notebook that just says kill characters. That's
I don't. I just have several notes that say break everyone's items.
That tracks.
Dragon shenanigans. HP Fox
I
uses
actually
dragons,
found my
I use a
notes.
goose.
I was looking through my notes earlier today for just notes on the location that you guys are in now, because I did not think you would suddenly be back near the Coliseum. And I came across my note for that dragon encounter that happened. It literally just said, a dragon swoops overhead. Maybe the party notices it. It carries on. But you guys rolled so badly that just went out the window real quick.
I feel personally attacked here.
You should, because you were.
Yep.
oh. Yeah.
It's so true.
And
You don't have to worry about dragons right now.
I've come up with a very heartbreaking scenario that is going to be happening in Tuesday King, and there's no way around it.
Heartbreaking
I like
for who?
heartbreak.
Where to God? You kill my children.
Nope,
No,
nope,
just-
nope. That is the one thing I do not kill in D&D is children are immune. I
You
will
know what?
not kill children.
Turok, however,
Turok is a
Turok,
childlike
however-
wonder. He has a childlike wonder, therefore
Look,
he counts
look,
as a child.
Just because he has the maturity of a child does not mean that he is a
Whoa,
child.
Or the
whoa.
intelligence
He
of
is
a
a
child.
he's a manly man that doesn't read smart stuff.
He is like an over 7 foot tall half orc who has, the mentality of a 14-year-old boy.
his breakfast is a box of crayons on a good day.
I hate you guys.
Do you though?
Didn't roll
All this
stats for
wondrous
him,
power in
okay?
the world completely forgets his axe can cast tree stride at will.
Which would have been so helpful so many times. We need to get out of here. Oh.
If Turok dies, Rose can step into that emotional hole.
That's true.
Rose, always trying.
I get the feeling that she's never gonna get there though. So you can keep trying for like the 1,000 years that she lives or however long her lifespan is, but she's just not gonna get there.
Fox, I saw your dog in the background. I thought he was crawling back into your room through the window.
Oh.
Nope, he's just at the window barking at something out there. Although I did have one time when we were doing a show, I don't remember what show it was. I had all the lights off, so it must have been around Halloween or something. And I heard a noise at the window behind me, and we were right in the middle of like a big dramatic scene, so I didn't want to interrupt it, but I glanced over my shoulder, and there was a big cat at the window clawing at the screen. I just had to do my best to pretend it wasn't there and hope that it didn't come through the window.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of critters crawling around here the last few weeks, but I guess that's just what happens when you live in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah. The only thing we have in the backyard is easily a 30-pound raccoon.
He's just trying to give you items.
No, he's trying to say hi to my cat. Apparently him and my cat are friends. Evie's never been outside, but she runs right to that window when he's outside, and she sits there and she just purrs her stupid head off.
I mean, raccoons are just
Maybe raccoons bringing her
They're
gifts.
cats with thumbs.
Yeah.
That boy ain't stealthy. You can hear him coming over the wall or through the wall.
I think my dog has calmed down enough to do the recap now. So last week, you guys found yourselves in a bit of a predicament, facing off with Kay and his group of hunters. They had pinned down their quarry and were ready to put an end to them. There was a little bit of a standoff between your group and Kay as you decided on what exactly you wanted to do at this particular time. And there was plenty of discussion because there was, I felt like not too many of you were on the same page as each other when it came to this. You knew what you wanted to do, but you also knew what you should do. And those two things didn't always line up. Eventually, though, Zara did take the initiative to take a chance on that looking glass that she had and attempted to deactivate the collar that was bound around the neck of the raven folk that was pinned down. And by pure luck, a roll of the die, it happened to work, but only for a fraction of a second, which was long enough for the raven folk to escape. This, of course, enraged Kay, who knew exactly what had happened, having had one of these looking glasses used on him in your prior encounter with him. A fight immediately ensued, and it was a tough one. I was quite impressed with you guys, though, as you were holding your own against these hunters. Eventually, though, it was requested of the raven folk that she step in and lend you guys a hand after you had quite literally saved her life. And she did just that. She cast a high-level spell and trapped Kay and 4 other of his hunters within heavy earthen domes. There was still, at that point, I believe 2 witherlings left that you guys had to dispatch, let's say, which you did so easily enough. By the end of it, you were left with 3 dead witherlings and 5 trapped hunters as you discussed what exactly it is that you should do from here. Some of you wanted to take the opportunity to try to put a permanent end to this group of hunters. Others of you just wanted to leave the area. knowing that there was backup on the way. The choice was made ultimately to leave the area, and with the assistance of Reen, the Raven folk, you guys teleported quite successfully, thankfully, to the Colosseum far to the north in the desert. After doing a quick perimeter check of that area, you determined that it was safe enough to perhaps have a little bit of a rest. And as you were setting up your camp and going about your various activities for the evening, Isa decided that she wanted to go hunting. Rather than go hunting, though, she actually just began to head southward alone. She did not inform anyone in the group that she was doing this, nor did she talk about her reasoning for doing this. But during her trek southward, she did have a little bit of a conversation with a familiar voice in her mind. A voice that she could safely assume was likely that of the creator of the Gnolls, or an avatar of his, Yinogu, who has taken an interest in toying with some of you in the group. I believe it was Xerix that decided, after the group realized that Isa wasn't coming back, to go tracking, and found some of her footsteps and began to follow them along with the aid of Xena. After following them a little ways out from the Colosseum, Xena went back to the group to inform them that Isa was indeed missing, and several of you, actually I believe it was everyone except for Zara, decided to go after Isa. I know Zara definitely stayed behind.
I think it was Zara and Yixis who stayed behind.
I stayed behind.
Oh yeah, Zara and
Yixis
Zara.
did.
Yixis got voluntold.
Yeah, Yixis was voluntold. So Sabira and Zara stayed behind with the Raven folk, while the rest of you caught up with Xerix to chase after Isa. And Isa, you were, correct me if I'm wrong, just going to go southward for as long as your body would allow. Yes?
Pretty much her plan.
Okay. So, as we begin this session with Isa a fair distance out from the trailing group, I would like a Constitution roll from you, Isa, and a Constitution roll from each of you that are following her.
The 15 for Isa.
22.
Oh shit.
So I got
That's the bad roll face.
yeah, that's the bad roll face. I have a decent con too, but that would be a 3 on the die. So 7.
And one from Yixis as well.
Weirdly enough, 21.
21. Okay. Your guys' roll was a group roll, so on average, you did well. So, Isa, you trek onwards for a few hours, or at least that's your intent. After about an hour of traveling at a quick pace, you grow quite winded, quite tired, and it occurs to you that you haven't eaten in well over a day at this point. And so your energy is not quite what it normally is. And you find yourself slowing down a little bit, dragging your feet a little bit. Your body feels noticeably heavier. and you know you aren't going to be able to perhaps reach whatever destination that you had in mind anytime soon.
But you will probably try and find some place out of the way to make, and she's going to try and dig the smallest den she can, as she kind of wants to try and hide it from prying eyes so that no one's going to find her if they're just passing by.
Okay. Give me a perception check. See if you can find a spot that is out of the way.
I'm still doctors at disadvantage, which isn't bad. So perception, that's a dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Okay. I'm gonna have to check something real quick. Ooh, interesting. Okay. So you continue forward, southward, kind of keeping an eye out for any areas that are out of the way or at the base of any sort of shrubbery or dagger trees that might be a good spot to hide a den. And as you're looking around, you happen to notice further south, probably 600-700 feet away, quite a distance away, there is a person moving northward. They aren't moving directly towards you, but if you both kept on your paths, you'd probably pass by within 300 feet of each other. And they're easily noticeable because walking at their side seems to be some sort of canine-like figure, but it looks like they are made entirely of light.
Interesting.
Aside from that, you do happen to spot a location that you think would be suitable for a den that you might be able to hide.
Yeah, she'll just go over to where she's curious, but not curious enough to do anything with the person. So she's gonna go and build herself her hidden den. As much as possible.
So, let's see, what can we have you roll for hiding this thing? How are you trying to hide the den? The area that you found is at the base of a fairly large dagger tree. So if you dug your den at like the roots, the root ball of this tree, that might be a good mask for it.
Yeah, she'd probably do that, and she'd probably create like a small tunnel just big enough for her to fit through before she dug out the actual den. Kind of more like a rabbit hole type of thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
and then if she can, she would want to try and put whatever she can from the roots, try and angle it in front of it so they're kind of hidden behind the entrance.
Okay. Roll just a straight survival for me to see if you can build the den itself good enough.
Again, not bad. That's my survival, right? That's a 14.
Yep. 14. Okay, and roll survival one more time for me to see how well you hide the den.
This is your family. I'm doing all this at disadvantage. Oh, actually, that's a really good roll. Wow, that's a 19.
19, okay.
I'll keep these two dice out for a while.
You feel like it's decently hidden. And so that takes you probably a good 25-30 minutes.
Yeah.
And you are able to crawl into this den feeling safe, secure, and hidden. And about 10 minutes after that point, the group that was chasing after Isa, you follow the footsteps in the sand right up to the area where Isa's hidden den is. And the footsteps just stop here. But there doesn't seem to be any sign of what happened to her from this point. You do also notice well off in the distance at this point a small light moving across the horizon northward, but it is way too far away to see what or who it may be.
Okay. Question A. Is there a chance I could get a roll to find her?
Yeah, you have been the lead tracker up to this point, so it makes sense that you'd be able to maybe find out where she is if she's still in the area.
Okay.
Give me survival using the same tracking modifiers that I don't remember which ones we were using for same rolls that you did to find the footsteps, essentially do again to find the den.
So Natural Explorer takes effect because of favored terrain?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's a 19 on the die, so 28.
28, okay. You definitely pick up her scent in this area. She was here for a good while. There's no obvious entrances to anything underground. But she came up to this point and she stopped here for a while. And as far as you know, she doesn't know how to fly. So she's gotta still be in this area or can suddenly teleport.
I refuse to believe Isa knows how to teleport.
Fair
Say
assessment.
something.
At this point, Isa, give me a stealth roll.
Same dice that they roll into the right now. Well, I knew they had to do that to me eventually. That's an 8.
Okay. So knowing that Isa has stopped in this area for a brief period of time, what are you guys doing from here? You're confident that she's still around somewhere, you just don't know where exactly.
I would suggest we might wait here until we can pick up her trail again.
I'm
She
gonna
hasn't
shout.
gone far.
I'm gonna shout and just yell, Isa! Stop this nonsense and come. You're keeping us all out. I want to sleep. I was gonna make food. What the hell? Where's the food? Come back. Come on. And try to persuade her to make herself known if she's in hearing shot.
Okay. Are you going to respond to this in any way, Isa? Or are you going to stay quiet?
Sure, stay quiet.
Stay quiet, okay.
Damn it,
so
Isa.
you opt not to verbally respond, but as you hear the voice of your friend calling out for you, you
Startle.
struggle to not respond to this physically and mentally, and
I
you
imagine
kind
it's
of
probably a slight
adjust
growl
yourself.
at that point if I'm frustrated.
Yeah, and you kind of adjust yourself in how uncomfortable this situation is making you, and you push one of your back feet a bit too far back, and it digs into the sand at the back of your den. This is where that stealth roll comes in, and part of it collapses a little bit, and Xena, Yixis, and Xerax, you all hear the sound of shifting sand. It is very, very close by, like within 5-10 feet. You hear a little bit of a growl, but it's very muffled, so it's not like immediately identifiable as your friend. It's just Xena called out, and then the sand and the growl happened. So maybe it was Isa.
Did you hear that?
Fireball.
I'm gonna check it out. I'm gonna
Fireball.
Fireball.
Fireball. That is an appropriate response to many things in life.
Gina sets Yixis down and books it to where she heard the noise.
Give me a survival roll, Xena. See if you begin to search or dig in the correct spot.
And I'm yelling, Isa! I know you're here! But I roll a crit 1, so I'm just digging in random places. Damn it, Isa! Where are you?
Isa, you hear the sound of digging, and you know that they are actively looking for you at this point. But the sounds that you hear are about 3 feet to your right. So you know they're not going to be digging into your den in that location.
She's gonna give it a few more minutes. She wants to see if they go away on their own.
I would like to try to see if I can pin down where the noise came from.
Okay. Give me a perception check at advantage because it's going to be hearing based.
Oh Lord. Okay. 18 on the die, so 27.
27. Okay. That's a very high roll. You
Favorite
stand
terrain.
there. Yeah. You stand there for a moment and you kind of focus in on all the noises around you. And you kind of hear the noises of insects and stuff chittering just all around you. You drone that out. You hear the noises of Xena digging and shouting in the sand, and you kind of drone that out in your mind as well. And eventually you narrow in on the sound of what you believe to be breathing.
Probably softly clinking armor.
And the clinking armor.
It's just for a full plate.
And you're fairly confident that this is the sound of your companion. And it is just a few feet to Xena's right. Underground.
I carefully shift Xena's digging efforts towards where it's supposed to be.
When
Just
I
sort
hear
of
that
drag,
coming, I'm just
drag,
gonna crawl back
drag
into the tunnel.
Here.
Oh, thanks.
And it doesn't take long with Xena's excited, let's say, digging. She's quite skilled at it, and she's often one helping to dig your dens whenever you make them. And Isa, you see the moonlight kind of beam in through the side of your den as Xena breaks through.
Just look pissed off.
Isa! Hi! Are you okay? Why'd you go off? Come on, get out of there. Come on. I'm gonna hold out my paw.
It took me forever to dig that, and you just ruined it.
Well,
You did I teach you nothing about hiding a den?
he said,
I'm exhausted. I haven't eaten in days.
well,
Excuse me if I'm a little sloppy.
if you don't stay with us, we can't figure out what's going wrong with you because all the smart people, minus Yixis, who came with us, are back over there. Who
I
could
know
figure out
what's going on with me.
Then what?
I'm dying.
No! No! You look fine. Come on, get out of there. And I'm just gonna kind of
doesn't look fine.
manhandle her out.
Does not work fine. She's gonna limp it if she's gonna pour out. She's gonna do that like toddler body thing.
I have to throw you over my shoulder, Isa. I swear.
Are you gonna put up any resistance to this aside from just like going limp?
She's not coming out of the hole. She does the hole.
You said you are resisting? Yeah, she's resisting.
Oh.
We
Okay,
can't
this
fix you
will
if
be-
you won't let them examine you.
This will be an opposed roll here. Xena, you can give me an athletics roll,
Okay.
and Isa, you can give me athletics or acrobatics.
It will be athletics at disadvantage.
Damn it.
Eh,
I am
I
not
rolled the
rolling
same thing
well.
on both die.
I'm getting new dice.
16? I
Yeah.
rolled a 9.
Let me add
Your
my
athletics are higher than mine.
modifier.
You should
With
be
my
able to beat that.
modifier, I might. No, I got one less than you. So no. So I rolled real low. Okay, I'm getting rid of that dice. These dice, you're bad. You're bad.
As you're trying to drag Isa out of this den, and a bit of a scuffle happens between the two of you.
Ah!
You wrestle around in here, you're bumping into the walls of the den and the roof of the den, and sand kind of trickles down on top of you a little bit, and then a little bit more, and then suddenly the entire roof of this den caves in on both of you. You're not gonna suffocate or anything, it's not like super deep and super heavy, but the den has collapsed and you are both now sitting there like waist high in loose sand.
I sneeze at her
Glare.
right in her face.
I'm gonna glare at Xena and just growl. Look
I
at
sneeze
me.
again in her face. Achoo.
Wait out, damn sand. Fluff myself out.
Now will you just come? Okay, you're coming regardless, but A, you're either gonna become an unconscious on my back, or you're walking. These are your choices, Isa. Which one?
I'm not coming back because I don't need anyone to examine me to know what's wrong. It's Yunaga. He's mad, and so he took away my ability to eat.
We'll figure it out. Let's go talk to Zara. She knows about the kind of shit.
Zara
We
has
also
seen
have
once. You really want to put this on her?
We also have Ixis and Sabira who might be able to figure it out.
Yeah, and there's that bird person. We got a
And how
new
do
brain.
And how do you think they're all gonna feel when they can't figure it out?
Well, you gotta let them try.
Confused.
But they'll feel worse
And
if
then
you
I
just
die.
run off and get dead in the desert. How do you think that's gonna make us all feel? What were you thinking, Isa? Of course we're gonna go after you. You're just risking half the group. What the hell? Whatever hell is. What the Gnoll hell?
What in the nine hells?
What in the nine hells? Grow up, Isa. Come on. You know better than this.
You saw what Zara did to herself the other night trying to figure this out the first night it happened. She could have seriously hurt herself.
That's her
I put all
choice.
of you in danger by sitting around here because I
What the
can't
hell?
eat.
Isa, what do you do every single time there's any ounce of danger towards Zara? You put your ass right in front of her.
Yes.
So what do you think, that she's not going to be willing to take the same risks? That any of us aren't going to be willing to take the same risks for you?
You shouldn't have to.
Okay. I look at Zarex like,
I hold out rope.
I nod.
I
That's
was
all
like
she-
scrambling away. I'm moving.
Are you trying to run?
She's like, these guys, she's like, move them out.
I'm tackling you.
Yeah, with this level of hunger and exhaustion, you don't move
Yeah.
too quickly and you don't move
No.
too far. And within a second, there is a Xena on top of you.
18 athletics.
Yeah. She's just glad I can get away. She's just growling and she's a bit of a fight, but she kind of understands that she's beat, so it's less of a fight than she would have.
I offer rope yet again.
I hold her up. I'm just grappling her. She's like, just tie her. I got her.
Isa, do we have to do it this way, or are you just going to come back with us?
She's made her choice. Just calm down. Don't make me punch you. It's not fun when you can't fight back.
That's fine. Let's bites Cena in the arm just because she's annoyed. Lumps
I
down.
just hold on. Zarek's rope.
This could be fun. Okay. We are going to restrain a Isa with a rope.
Let's see how good your hostage taking skills are. Roll me a I guess tying knots and stuff is a survival thing.
Am I kind of helping him since I'm trying to?
Yeah, it'll be survival at advantage.
As I wiggle.
So
Stop
that's
fighting, stop.
13 on the die, 19.
19? That's enough. You're able to bind her enough so that she's not a nuisance to you guys. But I assume, anyway, that you're not like looking to completely restrain her. She is your friend, after all. But enough to the point where it's like, yeah, okay, she's got to come with you now, type of thing. And you're able to do that. And so there's the four of you standing there next to this collapsed den now. Night has fallen upon the area. Isa is bound enough to the point that she's going to be going with you. Do you head back to the Coliseum?
Yep, I'm gonna throw her over my shoulder and start walking back. With Zarek's leading because I don't know where the fuck I am.
I imagine somewhere along the way, just this way of being rocked like that, she just passes out.
That's fair.
Josh
pat
takes
her.
over.
And it's easy enough to follow your own footsteps back to the Coliseum. It's going to take you about an hour to get back there. During that time, the time of them traveling out there and traveling back, Subira and Zara, are you guys doing anything?
I think Zara, is just going to be a hub of bad ideas still. Let me see my character sheet for a moment. I don't know if I have exhaustion.
I don't think so. I think I'm the only one sitting there because I can't eat.
Nope, I have a point of exhaustion because I went into the mindscape the other night trying to see if I couldn't figure out a cure for you.
Yeah, you guys still haven't had a long rest since that event where the two of you were in some sort of mind prison during the night.
Subira,
Yes.
keep an eye on things.
Where are you going?
Back where I was last night.
Is that wise considering how you were incapacitated for an entire night?
Probably not, but there's no other choice.
You know I'm uncomfortable leaving that oaf alive back there.
What oaf?
Oh,
Oh,
I've chosen to
Okay.
forget his name. That's the one.
okay. Yeah, no, trust me, I do not like the fact that he's still alive either. But I can play that to our advantage if she contacts me.
I hate to admit it, seeing how that was what we were. He is still capable of following our scent.
He is, but he doesn't have the means to travel that fast to us. We have at least a couple days between him and us.
It is true that he doesn't know which direction we went in, so we have that advantage, but time will only tell, and I don't like looking over my shoulder.
If all goes according to plan, you won't.
I suppose I have no choice, do I?
Now would be the best time to do it. We just got here. Nobody knows we're here.
It's fine by me. I was going to just compare notes with our new companion and then read in my new shiny book.
There you go.
Good luck.
Oh, I'm definitely going to need it. She's gonna sit down next to the campfire again and same thing she did the previous night, just begin to focus. Trying to reach out to either Zuckmori or digging for an answer on how she can possibly cure Isa.
Okay. Give me a religion check. I think that was the one that I had you roll last time.
Yeah, it was.
God, I really want my item from that blacksmith. I don't know how the hell he's gonna find us.
He's a legendary wandering blacksmith. He'll find us occasionally. That is going to be an 18 religion.
18 religion.
Mhm.
Okay. Ooh. Okay. So the moment you begin to concentrate, to meditate almost, and trying to enter this state of communication, you again see, feel, and hear the horrible sounds of creatures being torn to pieces, the screams of pain and agony, of endless suffering, and you feel almost from these sounds that these are creatures that are being endlessly hunted, captured, torn apart, and hunted once again for eternity. And from this feeling, from this sensation, you are going to take 36 psychic damage.
Jesus Christ.
Hmm.
Okay.
Does Subira notice any physical damage on her?
There's no visible physical damage, but Zara, the sensation that you feel is that of claws digging into the top of your head and trying to pry open your skull. How that reflects on your expression or anything is entirely up to you.
I think since she's like in a meditative state and like in her mind, there's probably no reflection.
Okay. And after that sensation passes, you feel as though attempting that again might not be wise. At least for tonight.
Am I able to break out of it, or am I still like within that stasis?
You're able to break free. Once the sensation kind of takes hold of you and then passes, you can open up your eyes and you are as you were.
I think at that point she's gonna let out like a painful gasp and like fall forward, but catching herself like right before the fire, like one hand clutching onto her head.
So Sabira, you do see the reflection of pain and agony briefly on Zara's face, though there's no physical signs of injury.
So what did she say?
I can't get to her. He keeps blocking me. It seems he likes to damage me anytime I reach out.
You know for sure it's him, and not your mother punishing you?
From what I know of her, this is not her way. Tell me, being somebody who is a practitioner of magic, do you know how we could possibly contact her?
Well, I I know there are such magics where you can communicate with one who has bestowed power upon you. I unfortunately lack that ability, though I am hoping to know very soon. There are probably some rituals where you can communicate with them despite not having that magic.
Give
Would
me
I-
a history roll.
I was just gonna say, is there anything specific I can probably recall? Let's see here. All right, starting off the night, great. I should probably open up my character sheet. That's
Quite
I might
possibly.
be thinking. Let's see here. Oh, shiz snacks. That is a 27.
27. Okay. You've read about several rituals that had the intended purpose of contacting extraplanar beings, and you know of writings that detail the results of several rituals that have been done in the effort to contact specifically demon lords. And you know that it's usually a very intensive process and often requires sacrifice of some kind, and is really just not an advisable thing to do, but can be done with enough effort and enough materials.
Same thing if it was not a demonic being to get in touch with. Like, say, his mother.
Oh, she's a demonic being.
She's
She
a
is?
demon
Yeah.
lord.
Yeah, she's a
I
demon
figured
lord.
as much. Okay.
She's not currently in the abyss, but she is a demon lord.
Oh, okay. I guess that's what I meant in the abyss. Okay. So, like I said, there are ways to do it without knowing these type of magics. However, it is inadvisable since it is a long, lengthy process, requires a lot of materials, including a sacrifice.
Desperate times.
I mean, we could use Kay. If he comes back around, I'm all right with that.
I doubt he would be willing to be sacrificed.
It's interesting that the one that we despise is a demon, yet the ones we worship and idolize are also demons. 'Tis strange.
What do you mean?
Well, your mother. She is, I am assuming, not a very pious kind of ruler, goddess.
I wouldn't know.
You've never communicated with her?
First time I've ever made contact with her was to bring Isa back.
Interesting. You've never reached out before?
I've tried, but let's just say it was like communicating with a wall.
Perhaps she is the sort where you need to earn her respect.
I said I know very little of her. I know her domain, and I know her feelings towards the abuse of the undead instead of their uses.
Then why do you follow if she barely listens or acknowledges what you are doing?
I do not follow.
You're a confusing sort.
To say that I am a follower of my mother would be incorrect. I am a druid, yes. I am part of the Circle of Spores, yes. And I do share some of her beliefs, but to call me an avid follower, no.
Do you believe in someone?
Not really.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Aside from this group, there's only one other person in the clan that I trust.
And who is that?
Master Yith. He's honestly the only reason why I'm even alive.
You see her already very wide eyes get a little wider, and you notice her kind of scoot a little bit closer to you.
Tell me more.
Well, was looked at as an abomination. Wasn't of you. I was misshapen. Considered a threat. And they wanted to kill me after I was born. Yeth stepped in and instead gave me to the Green Mothers.
He saw something in you?
I don't know. He hasn't told me why exactly he did what he did.
Why not ask?
I have. He hasn't told me.
He's very wise. He must have his reasons.
Maybe. Or maybe it was just a means to keep the matriarch in her place. Who knows?
Do you actually believe that? He seems to somewhat keep her in her place, but not in an over-dominating kind of manner.
No. Honestly, I believe he is the only one she will listen to.
Well, we'll see how that goes now, considering how word got out about our betrayal.
Again, I have plans for that.
I think Master Yith will listen to us.
It's not Yith I'm going to talk to.
You're going to talk to the matriarch herself?
This will be enough to anger her, I believe, to get a direct line of communication. If not, and Yith contacts us, then I will change my methods on addressing the situation.
When they communicate back, is there a way for multiple people to communicate? Or is it just a one-on-one situation that you two?
So far, it's only been from what the pup calls a sending spell, or a message spell. I also
Unfortunate.
have, she holds up like the amulet of sending. I also have this.
Perhaps I could borrow that sometime?
It requires attunement, right? The amulet of sending?
Yes, it does.
Yes.
It requires attunement, but I don't see why not.
I will remember this. For the future.
I mean, if that's the case, then you can deal with the matriarch yelling in your ear at ungodly hours of the day.
I would hope maybe at some point you'd give it to Yith. He's the one I want to talk to.
Well, with this, you can directly reach out to him. Doesn't have a charge today, but come sunrise it will.
So it is limited.
Once a day.
It's more than nothing.
She's gonna hand Subira the amulet of sending.
You do not need it.
If you have something that you need to speak to Master Yith about, Go ahead and attune to it tonight and use it at your earliest convenience.
We shall see. You keep it for now. Mine requires more time.
Let
But
me
I
know.
appreciate it.
Let me know if you need it.
I shall. It's fun talking to your god, by the way. Not yours, I just mean in general. She tries sometime once she's able to open up to you.
Who knows? I'm honestly starting to think I'm just a pawn.
In some weird way, I suppose we are. I don't like being the pawn, but with my patron, it's not so bad. He understands what it's like to be a pawn.
At least yours isn't an absentee parent or a psychopathic pain in the ass.
Well, I suppose that's up to everyone's judgment.
At least they talk to you without putting you through pain.
It's been a while since he's spoken to me, but he reaches out to me, not the other way around. I try, but it's at his will. I cannot control when he wants to speak to me, which is why I want this item that this blacksmith has, so I can.
Here's hoping he finds us now that we're all the way back here.
Me too.
Okay, so are you guys doing any activities or anything in the meantime? Or
I'm just sitting there now with a migraine.
that's fair.
I am going to read from my book.
Okay. So you can get in probably about an hour of reading before the rest of the group returns to you with Isa in hand, albeit a little bit tied up
And passed out.
and passed out. But they do return and the group is reunited. It is probably going on midnight at this point. So pretty late in the evening. I think your camp is already set up and ready to go if you just wanted to get there and pass out, or if there's anything you needed to do or discuss before then, you do have the opportunity. It just means you have to sleep in a bit later in the morning.
I see you found her.
Yep.
We did.
Wasn't easy though. She's not really in a cooperative mood, more of like a suicidal, there's no hope mood.
So you
Zara?
knocked her out.
No, she just passed out on the way. She's real tired. Sarah, Isa's messed up. We gotta
I know.
figure it out.
There's nothing you can do.
What can I fight? I
There's
feel like-
nothing to fight.
Just point me in the direction and
This is not something that's going to be fixed with killing something.
that's
Well,
disappointing.
to a certain extent.
I'll set Isa down gently and
It's to the point to where desperation is setting in and deals may be made.
didn't you guys already make deals? Like, isn't this what got us in trouble?
No, this was not a deal. This was
Manipulation.
what she said.
Whatever. Just if you can think of something I could do, let me know. In the meantime, I'll just try to make sure this one doesn't get out of our sights. Xena's gonna snuggle up next to where she laid Isa down and put an arm around Isa, holding on to the ropes, keeping her tied up.
Clank, clank, clank goes the armor.
As soon as I have an answer for, I will let you know. But so far, all I've gotten is pain and suffering while trying to reach out to anyone who could possibly assist us.
How long do you think Isa has with not being able to eat or drink anything?
How many days has it been?
It has been just over 1 day, one full day.
But it's
You
a lot.
know-
Is it a lot more than just the hunger?
Right now, it's just the hunger. There are other things at play that may or may not progress in certain ways.
If-
And
It's
you
like,
know,
I can't have a full belly for a whole day. I'm just done. It's the end
Yeah,
of times.
you know, in extreme cases, a gnoll can go like over a month without eating, but when you hit the 7-day mark, it's just torture every day after that.
Everybody
Gamble,
starts
man.
looking like a meal with legs.
Yep.
The curse of endless hunger is still very much a part of every single gnoll, and sooner or later, without enough food, every gnoll will succumb to it.
Dun, dun, dun.
I hate to say it, but if it comes to extremes, it may be best for her if we put her out of her misery.
What? No.
Stop
No.
her suffering. But that is not here nor now. It's only been a day. She has time. As much of it as she gonna be going through hell. She's still alive.
Wouldn't that
she's
be really
stronger.
counterproductive? I mean, considering that she's basically got two demon lords fighting over her soul, so sending them to her to rip her apart would kind of be exacerbating this problem, wouldn't it?
I could volunteer her to my god,
At the moment.
but that would mean
Yes,
her
I
soul
would-
goes to him.
Let's add a third one in.
At the moment, my mother has claimed. If she were to die, for all intents and purposes, she would more than likely go there.
That you know of.
Look, Isa's not gonna die, guys. She's strong. She's gonna be fine. You smart people are gonna figure it out. We're gonna like be walking along. You're gonna be like, "Whoa!" The answer's right here, and it's gonna happen. What?
Up, looking over at Ixis.
Yeah.
You know how to get in contact with demons?
Oh dear God, would I?
You can roll history or religion or arcana.
If it involves shouting really loud, I'm there.
I'm gonna finally use my inspiration. My dragon inspiration. Arcana and history are the same. So would I have a feeling I would know which would be the most useful in this?
You,
Trying to
you
feel like
could get
Arcana would be.
you can get useful information from any of those three roles. The type of
Mhm.
information will just differ depending on the role.
Arcana, probably. That is a natural 20 on the die for 27.
27. Okay. Yeah. You don't know like a specific ritual that will do it for you, but you know that there are spells that individuals can learn that are quite powerful. So high-level spells that might do it for you. You know that rituals do exist for groups of arcane casters. They can perform this ritual together to either directly communicate with somebody from another plane, such as a demon or demon lord, or ways to summon avatars of certain powerful creatures that you can communicate, stuff like that. These rituals do exist, and high-level casters typically have decent knowledge of these sorts of things.
Oh, gee, if only we knew of a high-level caster somewhere near us. Oh, wait.
If only.
What's her name again?
Reen.
What has Reen been doing this whole time that we've been talking of this?
She has been snoozing. She's curled up next to a small campfire and fast asleep. She's had a bit of a day.
I'm gonna very sheepishly, in true Yix's style, walk up to her, and very much like my character art is portrayed. I'm gonna just gently tap her on the shoulder. Excuse me, Miss Reen. Miss Reen?
She lets out a bit of a quiet groan and like pulls one of her large black wings up and over her face, like she's pulling a blanket over herself, essentially.
Miss Reen? I'm gonna like gently shake her shoulder. It's kind of important. I don't mean to bother you.
The wing stays in place, but you hear her voice from beneath it. Is there trouble?
In a way, one of our friends seems to be cursed by a demon.
Oh, that's
I'm
unfortunate.
trying to figure it out, and I know.
Please don't kill yourself with that voice, okay?
Yeah.
Please,
I'm actually
please don't.
taking it easy.
You're
Yeah.
still recovering. Just stop.
And I know that high level casters can sometimes summon things that would know stuff about how to take care of this, or maybe at least get us information.
Yeah, sometimes.
You wouldn't happen to be one of those, would you?
I know some things. It's really late. I'm tired.
Okay, promise not to just leave in the morning then?
Okay,
Oh, okay. Thank you.
okay.
I'll turn around. I'll turn back to the group. She's going to sleep, and but she might be able to help us in the morning.
Good job.
Maybe.
See, the smart ones know things. Told you, we're gonna be fine.
The smart
Things are
ones
strong.
know things, but this one is going to do a dumb thing. Unless my mother has answers, there's only one thing I can think of. And that's to make a deal. Which never ends well.
Yeah, that's ill-advisable.
Well, again, she needs her rest. Maybe she knows more about it than we do. Maybe she'll have other solutions that we don't know about, that we haven't thought about.
Maybe you offer your demon mama our services and like beating something up for her. Maybe that she doesn't like some monster somewhere, and we could like take care of it for her. Or she wants like some object in some place.
So the rest of you can be cursed by him.
No, seriously, we should try to avoid the whole making a deal with the demon lord, because they tend to not stop until they have your soul.
Hence why I'm hoping to speak to my mother.
My lord would probably be willing to assist, but again, I need this item in order to communicate to him. I can meditate and reach out to him, but there's no guarantee that he will respond back.
Well, I mean, really, it doesn't sound like we can do anything tonight, anyways. So, maybe we should just go to sleep.
I'll reach out tonight.
Sleep's good.
I'm gonna start. I'm gonna plop myself down to where everyone is within a 10-foot radius, and I'm gonna start ritually casting Tiny Hut.
Okay, easy enough to do. I feel like everyone's probably pretty closely clumped together, especially after the days you've had. And ritual goes off without an issue. Tiny Hut goes up. You guys feel safe in here? You can all
Like these extra adjectives you're adding, sir.
It's fine, don't worry about it.
Feel safe.
Everything up here is fine. Don't worry about it. Does everyone just go to sleep? Is anyone opting to take watches despite having the dome? Or
I will still take a watch.
Same.
Same.
I don't exactly trust anything at this point.
that's fair.
Actually, if there's enough people for me not to take a watch, Xena's just gonna be a lump monitoring Iza.
Okay. Yeah, you can do that.
Just have my arm on her, holding onto the ropes and sleeping. But
Nobody's gonna have to make any watch rolls tonight due to other factors that are currently in play. But you will all be safe for the evening, regardless of whether or not you opt to take watches.
During one of the watches, Subira wants to try to, well, she's going to read her book, of course, get some more hours into that. But she is going to, once she notices that someone is taking watch, she wants to try and meditate and reach out to her patron.
You can certainly give that a try. Why don't you roll a religion for me? See if this goes any better for you than it did for Zara.
Okay. Oh, I'm actually proficient religion. Woo!
Yeah, I think Zara was too.
Yeah, so am I.
Oh, I didn't roll terrible though. That is a 16.
16?
Yes.
Right. Okay. You're not going to be assaulted by visions of torture. Once you enter this meditative state, which I imagine you've done before at some point, at least once in your past, you reach out for your patron or really any entity that is associated with your patron, looking to communicate in one form or another. And right when you feel like you're about to make a connection, suddenly a face, the image of a face, flashes in front of you. And it is the face of a gaunt-looking creature with a very wide smile, crooked, pointed teeth, a bit of a frazzled mohawk that goes down the center of its head. And you do recognize for the very brief moment that this creature is in your vision, that it is strikingly similar to one that Zara has described to everyone before, that keeps interrupting her visions of the future. And once that face disappears from your vision, your meditation is broken and your eyes snap open back to reality.
My lord will be very angry that you are interfering. He'll be most displeased.
She'll go back to reading her book, very disappointed.
So everyone does end up getting their long rest, including you, Isa. Although, Isa, your night is full of dreams, unsettling dreams, images of you as an obedient witherling. Just happens to be part of a very familiar hunting party. Throughout your entire night, these dreams fill your mind. You're confident that they are just dreams. After everything that you guys have been through, a lot of this stuff is just on your mind as you sleep. So your mind mushes it all together into this unsettling image. But regardless of it being a dream, it is still a bit off-putting. But everyone has their long rest. Abilities, HP is restored. If you have any points of exhaustion, they are reduced by 1.
Did anyone remember to take off Isa's armor?
I imagine Xena. No? Xena wouldn't have?
I didn't.
I would imagine you
You don't want to take off point of
have
exhaustion.
seen her do it several times before, and you were kind of watching over her as she slept. But if you didn't...
I feel like Dina would know that she has to take off her armor and take a full rest, and I'm wearing
Oh,
more armor
okay.
than
Yeah,
she
if
is.
it involves taking a full rest, then yeah, I would know that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I untied her long enough to take off her armor and then tied her back up.
Okay.
How many
As
more hours of reading
everyone-
did I get in?
You got in 6 more hours.
Sweet. Thank you.
As everyone awakes, I would like Zerax to give me an intelligence check.
Oh, that's not great. Okay. Sure. My dice are playing ball tonight. That's a nat 20 on the die.
Nat 20 on the die. Okay. For a total of
20.
20. All right.
But it was a nat 20. Woo!
Because of your connection to the other planes, Zerax, at the moment of awakening in the morning, you get the feeling of the presence of celestials. The moment you get that feeling, it begins to fade, and it fades very, very quickly. Within seconds, the feeling is gone, and trying to recall exactly what that feeling was like is like trying to recall a dream that you're quickly forgetting. You know it was there, but it's difficult to describe. And then it fades away almost entirely. Everyone awakens. Sun is decently high in the sky. It's probably about 10 o'clock. But the day is yours. And before we get on to what you guys are doing, I think we're going to take our first break of the evening a little bit early because I have run out of coffee.
I mean,
We'll be
that
back
is
in-
an important reason.
That
is.
you are
It is.
right, sir.
We will be back in just a few minutes. Get up, stretch your legs, refresh your drinks, and we will see you soon.
Now let the hunt begin. Yeah. 7,000 souls scared and daunted, such a tale of woe. Not too long ago, this village was a golden scene of hope. Call down the reckoning to bring back hope and peace, restore our glory to live forever. Yeah, bring down the dark regime. I know how to unleash eternal power. Lead us to order. I am the light bringer. Yeah, I am the light bringer. Now listen, fellow warriors, I ask you, should my campaign come to an end? There's way more to avenge. Oh, 50 million souls living in this realm without much hope. Not too long
And we are back.
Hero.
Hello.
Welcome
Oh.
back. So, you guys awaken in the morning, well rested, well enough rested, and you happen to notice that your new friend Reen has restarted the campfire and made a bit of breakfast for everyone. Though the breakfast may not be to your liking, as it is mostly leafy greens and grains and nuts and berries. She's a bird.
Why are we eating what food eats?
Zara sits down and starts eating.
Subira does the same.
I
Thanking
mean,
her for the meal.
it's probably nothing different than what the green mothers eat. So
Xena like
I mean, it's
picks
food.
at it. Xena picks at it and like will eat it to be polite and mumble about how if
Didn't-
Giza hadn't run off, we could have had this really great breakfast, but she could have
Didn't-
had bunnies.
Didn't we have some dried meat that we?
We ate
We're
it.
out of all the food. I don't have anything else in my inventory.
I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure we're
I
and
think
you-
I've ran out.
You did have that box that seemed to somehow generate food in the morning, but
give that
that
away.
was given to the smith.
Hey, he needs fuel to make our stuff.
I'll mostly eat at the dried fruits.
These guys are chewing on the ropes. On their arms.
Xena baps her on the nose. Stop it at. We're figuring this out. We've got a semi-plan.
Doesn't mean I have to be tied up.
I don't trust you.
untie her.
All right.
Is
but
that
if
wise?
she runs, you're chasing her this time.
He said, "Don't run."
I'll slice the ropes or untie them. I'll untie them.
You have a demon problem.
Understatement.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
I
yes,
got two
we
demon
do.
problems.
This one is cursed by one because my mother brought her back from the dead.
And I refuse to grovel.
As you
That's what
should.
he wants. He wants us to grovel and beg for forgiveness. My soul's still forfeit. That way he won't mess up all of you.
That is a problem.
It is a
It's why I
problem,
left.
and well, you do realize that while he's been tormenting you that way, he's been tormenting me in other ways.
He says he's just using me to torment you.
And do you think running away makes that any better?
Well, then he can't use me to torment you.
Isa, you are my responsibility.
I would have kept going. It would have lasted very long.
You are not to run again.
Fine. I'm not begging this bastard to lift his curse.
You don't have to.
So you have a plan then?
Depending. I
What
can't
is that?
contact my mother, but maybe this one can. Pointing over to Reed.
Hi.
The pup says that you may be able to help us out with our demon problem.
Maybe. I can help with some things.
I need a direct channel to my mother.
Or help with this, and she'll open her mouth, stick something in, and let turn it ash.
Or that. Either or.
That's a problem.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Who's your mother?
Zuckmoy.
That's a problem.
And
I like her.
can you
We can
help
talk.
us?
Maybe.
Maybe.
Mm-hmm.
What's this maybe dependent on?
If my spell works, sometimes it makes you insane.
What?
It makes the caster insane, or it makes everyone insane?
Caster. For about a day.
So we should be ready to tie you up if, or we can use the glass in order to alleviate that insanity.
Oh yeah, those things.
We have
That
one that's
work.
charged up right now.
I mean, how do you think she got out of the restraints? I used my glass.
Yeah, who's got one?
I haven't used mine yet.
I
So
think everybody else's should be
Mine worked on
fully
recharging.
charged.
Wait, how many nights has it been since we first encountered Kay?
The first encounter with him,
Mm-hmm.
it has been 2.
nights?
This was the
Yeah.
second night.
So I got one more night.
Mine was used when I got mind controlled and stuff, so that's been several nights now, right? So mine should be charged up too.
Yeah, I think yours was used the night before mine.
I believe so, yeah.
I think other than Zara, mine was the last one to be used.
Hmm.
Contacting demons is a bad idea.
yes.
That's what I
know.
mentioned
However-
earlier.
Well, do you have any other ideas? I mean, you seem to know a lot.
We can freeze your friend in time.
That
Does not help.
Oh, I was
Oh.
gonna say that's okay.
And at that point, he'll
This-
just set his attention to one of you.
Is a unique situation. Usually, you don't work with demons.
Yes, and usually one of your parents isn't a demon either, but here we are.
Or your entire race wasn't created by demons.
It's true.
Don't remind me.
What does curse do exactly? What is biggest problem?
Again, lift one of the berries up, sticks it on my tongue, watches it fade to ash.
She can't eat.
That is big problem.
But I'm feeling like if you just fix the curse, it might come back because it will not quit talking to me.
Well, we gotta figure out what he wants. What does he want?
Groveling.
Why not grovel?
So let's do that.
Problem go away.
He's an asshole.
There's
Yeah.
no guarantee that it will go away if she grovels.
Oh no, his irritation with the rest of you will go away. My soul is forfeit. He made that very clear.
Well, that's not. No.
I think his next step, he said, was to turn Zara and Siberia into witherlings.
Whoa.
My lord will not allow it. Me, at least.
That does pose a bit of a problem.
Can I ask, why are you cursed?
She died. My mother brought her back to life. Technically claimed her as one of hers. which upset you, and here we are.
And I technically had a choice in the matter, apparently.
Can I cast a spell on you that may hurt, but give me information?
Sure. Why not?
Okay. Sit
80 points.
very still. And she begins to lay out some components, and she pulls out her spell book and reads from it quietly to herself. She's casting a ritual, so it'll take about 10 minutes.
Imagine is this one of those things where you try and sit still and then suddenly you have to move.
So after the 10 minutes has gone by, assuming nobody else is doing anything during that time, the spell goes off, and I need you to make a wisdom saving throw for me, if you would. Isa.
Do I still have exhaustion, given the fact that I can't eat, or is that not put in yet?
You do not have that point of exhaustion at the
Okay.
moment.
Wisdom save. 4.
4, okay. That's
It
not
had to turn on me
the
eventually.
19 I was hoping for. That's okay, I rolled low. You're going to take 11 points of psychic damage.
Okay.
And after taking that damage, you feel the sensation of something looking at you over your shoulder, but in a very... It's difficult to... How do you describe someone looking at your soul? You feel the sense of like a visual violation. Someone looking at parts of you that no eyes should ever be able to see. And that lasts for just a brief moment, and then the sensation goes away, and Reen pulls back and like claps her hands together and looks quite pleased with herself.
Just my clothes for just a minute. Let me make sure everything's covered.
What did you see?
Sorry. Your mother did not revive her.
Who did?
The creator of Gnolls.
He brought you back. Then what's his deal? She hasn't been claimed. Why does he care?
Her soul made a choice in death, but was trapped.
What do you mean trapped?
Like walking into pressure plate and cage falls on you, but it's your soul.
So you're saying Isa doesn't have her soul in her?
She does, but it is tied up. And she points to the ropes that you were just tied up with.
What?
So we don't need to speak to my mother in this regard. We need to speak to him.
No.
Sounds like your mother lied to us.
Or she tried and it got thwarted. Like Nago tied it up just to keep it from running away.
He revived you.
Why?
Who knows? I'm probably
So
going to
greedy.
regret this.
Don't do anything to regret it.
I need to speak to him.
Just wait a little while. He'll talk to me again eventually.
No, I need to speak to him. I have a feeling it's because I reached out to her to revive you instead of trying to commune with him.
You think you made him mad?
I think my existence makes him mad.
I think everything makes him mad. He seems like an angry person.
I understand your matriarch the same way.
Mad
Yeah.
does seem to be her default setting, yes.
Yep.
Yeah. Fair
Which
enough.
just pissed her off too. Great.
Yeah.
Pick a number.
Speaking of which, I still haven't been yelled at this morning, so who knows if she is even still alive.
Well, she
Maybe
did.
she just overslept.
That's the second default setting. She's either sleeping or she's angry.
I just kind of assumed we're going to be outcasts now. Is
That's-
what it is.
Yep. That's what I'm thinking. Sucks.
For saving me?
Yep.
Probably. If she really wanted you that bad, yeah.
It was our choice though.
We weren't going to let somebody die simply because they're related to an enemy of ours.
I just do as Zara says.
An enemy?
I don't
Related?
really like Cal and those guys, so I was willing to get another scrap really.
Yeah, they
Apparent-
were kind of.
Apparently, you're affiliated with an enemy of hers. And that's why she wanted you dead.
Maybe my brother?
Oh yeah, you said you had a brother.
Maybe.
Probably. I don't know. Do you have any other family that
Is-
might piss off a matriarch?
No. He is only family I have.
Well,
Get that?
there's your reasoning for why she wanted you dead.
You think he is captured? I
No.
cannot reach him.
I wouldn't say he's captured. We would have
She
known
doesn't
about it.
really capture. She more.
She's more direct. Not really a take a prisoner type. Unless you're an elf and you can serve a purpose in minting coins. Other than that, she kills those who she feels are threats to her.
My brother is probably hiding somewhere then.
As you should be.
If he's lucky.
He's very strong, would not fall.
I'm sure.
He-
I hope you
I was
find
just
her.
thinking, that boy fell in episode 6.
So, what can I do to help you?
I need to speak to him. But I do not want
Spell only lets caster talk.
and do not
5 questions.
do not risk that.
Mm-mm.
The less contact he has with you, the better.
I agree. What are your plans from here?
Honestly, I
Where
do not
will
know.
you go?
I mean,
Well,
we're outcasts. Is there any point in staying in the desert?
There's no confirmation that we're outcast yet. She has not talked to any of us. She has not issued an outcast decree. Something.
Only a matter of time.
So what do we do? Return home?
That sounds like a death sentence.
for all we know,
We can always find a new home.
Kay might be outcast for failing the matriarch.
Oh, they're gonna come after us. I said we get the hell out of here.
That's probably his only way back is to take us out.
You should know that you can't run from him. He will find us. That's his job.
You can join me and be my digging crew.
He kind of looks over at Sabira. You know he will hunt you too, correct?
Yes. You are my muscle.
She kind of like looks down at herself and like the one arm.
But you as in the group.
That was a royal you.
If you
Yes.
are homeless, you could come with me to my home.
And where
Where's-
is your home?
I am from White Shore.
Has he ever seen a map big enough to know where that is?
You
Nice.
probably haven't. I think Sabira and Yictus likely have. Zarex may have as well. So any of those three can give me a history check.
Zena don't know.
I have advantage because it's cartography related.
What's your home like?
Yeah, sure, why not?
Yay!
So an 18 on the history roll.
18 as well.
27.
27. Oh, okay, yeah. DC was 16. So the three of you know exactly where White Shore is. It is at the northernmost point of the same part of the continent that Kamiaraska calls home.
Who am I? Bad juju.
What's wrong?
Not affiliated with Kamiaraska in any way, just
Yeah.
happens to be on the same landmass.
Just call me Roska adjacent.
Bad enough. Guilty by association.
Wait, she's from White Shore. Oh.
She sure is.
Oh.
She White Shore is.
That is an awfully
Damn
long
it.
journey.
I can go quick.
There's still so much to explore here, though.
Sabira, you and I both, I don't think would have an issue leaving. But the others here may want to stay. Those here who feel as if they belong with the rest of the clan.
Like, at this point, everyone knows my answer. Sir, I belong with wherever you go. If you're going, I'm going.
Does the smallest one always have tears at night? He was crying.
Yeah, that's normal.
He cries a lot.
He keeps trying to
Is
put
he
it in
okay?
a crystal in the past, but never works.
Is he sad?
He's young.
Just needs to harden up a bit. He'll get there.
She's gonna kind of scooch along the ground a little bit closer to Yixis, and she's gonna like nudge him in the side. Are you sad?
Yeah.
Why?
And I'll just lean in a little bit closer to her and be very quiet. Because I'll never see her again.
Ooh. You have family you miss?
No. My best friend.
Oh. Maybe she will come with. Go to different part of the world.
I don't think she will.
We can
Who's your
always
best friend?
we can always take her with us.
Who's he talking about?
I was whispering this
Okay.
in Reen's ear. So.
Oh,
All right.
okay. Damn.
I mean, didn't he shout out a secret before?
I did.
He did.
I had to.
Mm-hmm.
Tina doesn't
Magic
remember.
dictated it.
Magic did dictate it.
Maybe it will work out. And you are not in trouble.
I think we are. I think we really are.
We're not.
And
Uh,
with her mom.
We're not that lucky.
Who is your friend's mom?
A matriarch.
That's a problem.
I love her.
we need a shirt of just Reen's face that says "That's a problem."
That's a
Yeah.
problem.
Yeah.
That's her default state, to be honest.
Mm-hmm. Well, Xena, your thoughts?
I mean, new monsters to kill would be cool.
Yeah.
There
Dex?
still may be a way for me to save this.
I mean, I don't have that many ties back home either, honestly. So either way, really. We're all a bit of outcasts in our own ways, you know?
I don't like looking over my shoulder.
I honestly don't really want to go back home if Zael's gonna just kill us.
Okay, well. And Xerax, what are your thoughts?
I mean, I'm happy wandering and finding new places either way. I have no attachment to Daggertree outside of being raised there.
There's still so much to explore here, though.
There's stuff to explore everywhere.
We can't explore if we're dead.
So that's it. We just up and leave. Air quotes. Problem solved.
Again,
At least
Only-
this distance between us a problem.
only if it comes to that. If we are marked exile and marked for execution, it would be best to leave.
But we do not have all the facts.
Exactly.
But I think
That-
I take it out of here leaves soon.
Well, it sounds like we need all the facts first.
Someone want to try contacting someone?
Not me, not it,
Discussed?
not it.
Only one person here is attuned to the amulet, so
Oh, whew. Yeah. Good.
Sorry, do you
Why
feel
one
like
hour?
being
I
yelled
don't
at
mind
this
doing it.
morning?
yeah, it can't be any worse than the
Oh, why
pocket two I
not?
got last night.
It's not like I haven't been yelled at every time I use it.
you want to pass it over, I'll do it. Just gotta wait an hour.
You have enough trouble. Wait. He may be able to help us. Sabira,
Yes.
what was it you wanted to talk to Yith about?
I wish to know more of his time in Kamaraska.
Let's see.
It is not relevant to our current situation, which is why I hesitate.
He is the strongest healer that we have in our village. Maybe if I bring him here, he can heal Isa.
Yeah, I really don't think the matriarch's gonna be too happy if you bring her mate here.
I'm not worried about the matriarch.
Yeah. You think's
It is
best?
certainly worth a shot.
We might want to hide the bird folk, though. No offense.
It's Yith. I don't think he would try anything like that.
There is other solution,
What is that?
but it takes time and lots of magic and can't be done here.
What is that?
Do you know ley lines?
Do I?
Right, I guess I'm the DM, so I
Do
should
I?
tell you that.
Being a druid, would I know of ley lines?
Do the
Y-
smarty
you-
pants know?
You would know of their existence. The finer details, not really something that druids deal too much with, but the arcane casters of the group can give me an arcana check.
Just have that puppy dog head cock.
Here we go with our. No, just kidding.
Aww. 13. Not that high.
19.
And Xerix, you can give me an arcana check as well, because you do tap into the arcane weave on occasion.
Sorry, a what check?
Arcana.
A whole 9.
Okay, so Yixis, you've read a bit about ley lines, and you know that it's essentially a net that covers the entire world of varying threads of the weave that change in intensity depending on the specific ley line. And there is a group of casters, geomancers being one of them, tap into these ley lines to empower their magic. And they can do so to a pretty significant degree if they tap into a powerful enough ley line. They are capable of intimidating feats with those magics. Strong enough
I know
ley
a little
line
bit.
could help.
I know a little
Little
bit.
one knows about ley lines. He could help.
What exactly would these ley lines do in regards to curing Isa?
Break cage on Soul.
What's the risk?
Death.
Risk that every day. It
Oh,
doesn't
dear.
bother me to risk death.
Oh,
The way to get out of it
For
without
all
having
of
to
us.
deal with. Oh.
You and me. But
Are you-
risk is small. Probably.
so same thing we face every day out here.
Fair enough.
Not me.
Doesn't involve contacting Iago either.
Doesn't involve having to talk to anyone back at the camp.
I like it.
Problem comes from location. No powerful enough ley lines in the desert.
Where's the ideal place?
It would be to northeast on very high mountain.
I suppose it's worth a shot.
The spell I have never done, but know of. It would take about a day to cast the spell.
How long would it take us to travel there? Do you even know where this mountain is?
I do.
Unfurl the map I have. Just relatively. This is just the desert, but
So she points to the edge of your map that is, well, to the northeast,
yeah.
right where the Golden Peaks mountain range starts.
Mm-hmm.
And she kind of points further off the map. About middle of mountains.
Can I get a rough estimate on the number of days it would at least take to reach those mountains where they are on the edge of my map?
Sure can, as soon as I measure it. Let's see where you guys are at the Coliseum. So it would be
Mm-hmm.
about 14 days as the crow flies. So 14 days in a straight line, unimpeded, would get you there.
That's a long journey.
Wow.
I don't know if we can. I'm assuming Isa also knows what happens to gnolls when they don't eat for a long time.
Can you take us there like you took us here? Cut back on the travel time.
We're at
I
least closer.
could. I have another option to go there very fast. But you would all have to hold hands. Because if you get lost, you stay lost.
I'm intrigued.
I got a good grip.
But can teleport too. If luck is on our side.
What's this other option you speak of?
It is different spell. It opens a door to travel through the weave, in a way.
A door to where?
Wherever we want to go.
I suppose that's one possibility.
Well, Zara, what do you think?
How safe is this door you speak of?
I have traveled this way many times. Never taken others, though.
And all
Should
we
be
need,
safe.
all we need to do is hold hands.
Yes. As long as we do not get lost, we will be okay.
Anyone here opposed to holding each other's hands?
Suppose.
Then the holding
I've heard
hands.
worse ideas.
Then the holding hands spell it is.
Get my armor on.
Would tying rope around each other also maybe help?
Ever tried? Could help.
Or it could pull others into wherever we're going if somebody loses their.
Also possible. Magic is not always the same twice.
Queen of magic.
If we're gonna do it, let's do it.
You want to pack up camp first? Or not? We can come back after.
Grab what we need.
Yep, the Xena's packing up real quick, frying pan,
Yep.
bedroll. There's no bedroll, but grabbing what we need. If you guys are sure about this,
Blacksmith.
I know. It pains me too.
wait, wasn't the blacksmith guy gonna make us some weapons? Can we like wait?
We
It will
need.
take 4 days.
Yeah. Said he was gonna take about 4 days to make them, and then he was gonna meet you near the obelisk to give them to you.
And the
Yep.
obelisk
Which,
is
A,
gone.
the obelisk isn't even there anymore, and B, that is many days to the south, but he is also a magic blacksmith, so you never know.
And he wanders.
Oh,
Whether he wants to or not.
guess we'll have to hope we run into him another time.
We also do
He had
have
to
a
really
sending
relax.
stone.
He does have
Yes,
a sending
you do
stone.
have a sending stone.
No, the sending stone's
And-
attached to the paladin. He has a sending stone.
Why
Well,
are we
and
just
also-
giving
No,
away magic items? Why
I
are we
mean
just
the-
giving them away?
Not me.
The amulet. The amulet.
Yeah,
Oh,
the,
yeah.
the amulet that lets you cast sending. Also, a certain little Arcastan wizard was given a scroll of sending that, given enough time, he could transcribe into his book.
If we give him enough time.
Get on it, Nokia.
That's
I'm
yeah.
sorry. Did the DM just call me an Arcastan wizard?
Yes.
Yeah, I sure
look,
did.
look.
Senpai noticed me.
You
Where do you think
learn-
that scroll came
Yixis,
from?
Yeah.
Yixis just explodes.
And fireball.
You cast magic you learn from our casted magic book, you're an Arcastan wizard. Look, I don't write the rules.
Think you do.
Not in this adventure, I don't.
I mean, you kind of did. This is in your part of the world, man.
I mean, this is true.
Oh. Alright.
So, let's see. Just rereading this spell here because I, as a player, have never used it before.
Hold hands and jump through the looking glass. That's what this sounds like.
Pretty
Right?
much.
All right, everyone, get on the magic school bus.
Yeah.
This sounds like magic that was written by an insane mage somewhere.
Yeah, it's a doozy. It is a spell called Walk the Twisted Path, and it basically creates an opening to the plane known as the Great Maze.
No.
And yeah, Rojan knows what's up. And as long as you know where you're going in this maze, you can come out the other end perfectly fine. But it is also a shifting landscape of endless walls and corridors. So there's the risk.
And all the bird
This-
said was, we just have to go through a door.
Yep.
Yeah, this spell requires a successful DC 20 intelligence check from the caster.
Question, and this is completely off the wall. If you were a minotaur, would that affect you?
If it was a minotaur casting this spell, I would say they have advantage on the intelligence check, because the Great Maze is a minotaur place.
Oh yeah.
And Minotaur have advantage when navigating me.
Yep.
Somebody put
Okay.
dice in there.
Dice just lives there, okay?
Yep.
Why is it on fire?
If everyone is ready, we can go.
As ready as I'll ever be.
So,
Yep.
anything I have to do or just hold on?
Just don't let go.
I can do that.
Mark grab Yix's hand and Zara's hand.
You know, Xerix might just have a small aneurysm when we walk in there.
Baby.
I grab whoever's hands are
Yeah.
there.
So everybody grabs hands with Reen in the front. She lifts one hand out in front of her, and the ground beneath you begins to rumble. And then it splits open in a crevice that's only about 7 feet in length and a couple feet wide, and from it raises an archway. And within this archway is 2 large solid wood doors. Once it raises up to a height of about 17 feet, stops, and the doorways creak slowly open inwards. And looking into this doorway, you see a long hallway. It goes so far down that you just cannot see the end of it. And then suddenly a rumbling comes from within, and about 20 feet down this hallway, one of the stone walls opens up to another passageway, and about 15 feet further down from that, another stone wall slides in across the way, blocking off that path. A few seconds later, you hear more rumblings, more stone on stone sliding, as this path before you begins to shift constantly, endlessly. And Reen looks over her shoulder at all of you, gives you a brief nod, and steps forward, hopefully with the rest of you, through this doorway, and begins to walk through the Great Maze, hopefully towards your destination. Let's find out. So as you proceed forward into this maze, suddenly the path in front of the group of you is closed off by a very quickly sliding piece of stonework. And Reen looks surprised by this. She even stumbles back a little bit, crashing into whoever it was behind her, and sending a bit of a ripple through the chain of you all holding hands together. I need everybody to make a strength saving throw for me to hold on to each other.
Oh,
Oh,
of course, that
balls.
one's good.
Now, I want to point out one thing. I can't have 2 people holding on to me because I only have 1 arm.
Yes.
So I'm probably going to have to be at the end of the chain.
And I did specifically said I grabbed Zara's hand. And yanked her spell.
Oh,
I don't know how this happened, but nat 20 for
He's-
21.
Nice.
He's very scared and determined not to let
he's
go.
got that like white knuckle grip.
Yeah. I got
The
it.
only time Yixis's claws are ever extended this far is to dig into the flesh of the person that he's holding hands with so he doesn't let go.
I got 25.
Yeah, dirty 20 for me.
Uh, 20,
11.
27?
Okay, and Sabira, you said 11.
No,
Six-
sorry.
16.
Okay.
I am not a strength-based character.
Nor am I. I've got a -1 in that save.
I don't.
That's okay.
uh,
It was just the first mishap, so the DC was low.
okay.
The DC was 10, so everybody passed. Everyone holds on to each other.
Oh dear God.
But there's a brief moment of panic as you look around, and all the walls around you quickly shift and turn. The passageways that you thought you were headed down suddenly no longer exist, and you look behind you, and the way behind you is gone, turning in a completely different direction now. And all of you are going to take 9 psychic damage from this brief state of panic before Reen takes control of the situation and begins to lead all of you quickly down a new path that has just opened up to the right. She must once again attempt the intelligence check here. She failed the first time.
Ugh.
I'm hoping intelligence is one of her stronger.
Yeah, being a
abilities.
wizard.
It is her highest stat. Unfortunately, she did only roll a 14 that first time.
Oh, okay.
Let's see here.
My concern be on the dice or total?
Okay, so you begin down this new path, and Reen seems to almost know what paths are going to open up before they begin to open up. She takes a turn quickly to the left. It looks like she's about to run into a solid wall, and suddenly it slides open. And her pace quickens and quickens till you're almost running through this maze. And I need, let's say Xerix was right behind her. Give me a perception check, Xerix. Nope, give me an insight check.
Okay. Ew, not great. 9.
9? Okay. You manage to steal a bit of a glance at her face as she's running you all through these passageways. And as far as you can tell, it is just an expression of sheer panic. She is running with almost no direction whatsoever. And that panic that you see on her face begins to set in on you. And the rest of the group also picks up on this as you're sprinting down these hallways. And again, you feel that sense of panic of being lost in this endless maze, never to find your way out again. And you all take 12 points of psychic damage.
How is she failing?
She failed by 1 that time.
Oh, Jeebus.
Is this a touch? Damn it, that's a touch. What about the other one? Oh, that's resistance. Damn it.
I'm sorry, what was the what was the damage again?
12, I think
12.
I said.
12.
Ugh. Ouch.
Am I able to cast spells at this point?
You can cast spells and such, yeah. Given that you only have one hand, if you want to cast something that
Verbal.
has a somatic component, you have to let go.
No, I'm not letting go. I have verbal components. So while this is going on, I'm going to cast a 3rd level healing word into Subira. And then the next one, the next time I have a chance, I'm gonna do the same thing for Yixis, since you know there are two squishies.
I want to use my second wind. So that's just a.
Yeah, and you guys have this opportunity to cast these spells as Reen kind of gathers herself again and stops the group and takes a moment to take a breath and calm herself down. And this is when you have that opportunity.
All right, so that's gonna be 13 HP for you, Zoro.
Thank
I
you.
got 12 back.
And then I'll dump the other third level into Yixis.
Oh, thank you. That took almost half my health. Oh man.
Oh.
Now, who am I holding on
Yixis,
to?
you're gonna
Obviously,
get 12.
I'm at the front, but who's on the other side of me?
Either Xena or Spira.
I'm gonna say Xena is on the other side of you.
Yep,
Okay.
sure. Works.
You know what? Just because I can, I'm gonna cast Intellect Fortress on myself.
Okay.
Give myself resistance to psychic damage.
Probably not a bad idea.
Yep. Yep. Actually, you know what? Hold on. Screw that. Because I'm sick of this nonsense. I'm actually gonna cast it on Bryn.
Okay.
And now she has advantage on intelligence, wisdom, and charisma.
Saves or checks?
Oh, they're saves.
Hmm.
Never mind. Back on me. Forget I said anything.
Does anybody have enhanceability?
You guys, we also have our Aurora rings.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
that's
used
right.
mine with your healing word.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot about it. Oh well.
But does anybody by chance have enhanceability?
Unless
Oh, my.
by cheering you on, Xena can enhance you.
I do not think you can grant bardic inspiration.
I really am tempted to go into Bard, but
Barbarian.
I would say, just given your character, if you want to make a performance roll to cheer somebody on, to give them like advantage on one of their rolls or something, I'd allow it. I'll set a DC for it if you beat it. Yeah, why not?
who needs it? Yixis? Who was it?
I think
Reen.
right
Green.
Reen.
right now,
We
Reen
wanna
would be the
buff
one to
Reen.
do it.
Reen, this is your world. You're like this super awesome magic bird. We're all relying on you. You got this. You got this, girl. You get it.
Love it.
Okay, so
Get
let's
it,
go
get it, get
first.
it, girl.
Yeah. Oh, it's a dirty 20. 16 plus 4.
Dirty 20? Yeah, that'll do it. DC I'd kind of set was 16 there, and you passed that, as I would expect from Xena with her performances. And yeah, Reen has advantage on her next roll.
Yay!
So if everyone is healed up and ready to go again, we can proceed, and she will make that intelligence check at advantage.
Nice and nice.
It's a good thing you gave her that advantage. Otherwise, that would have been a catastrophe.
Oh no!
my
Instead,
Whew.
instead it's a 24.
Oh
Yay!
my god.
And after hearing those inspiring words of yours, Xena, Reen takes a breath and then gets down almost into a sprinter's pose. And she looks around like she's waiting for just the right moment, just the right shift in these walls, in these passageways. And when the flat stone wall in front of you begins to open up just a crack, she sprints towards it, all of you in tow, and passes right through as it opens wide enough for you to all sneak through. She takes a quick left and runs down several dozen feet, takes a quick right, and weaves her way through these shifting walls until ahead of you, down a long passageway, you see a large stone archway with two heavy wooden doors in it that open outwards slowly as you approach, light pouring into this dark maze. As you pass through the other side of this door and find yourselves at the top, the Golden Peaks mountain range. We are going to go ahead and take our second break of the evening right there.
Oh god.
That could have gone very badly,
Yeah.
but I think instead went quite well.
I couldn't.
things
Zara
considered.
couldn't heal herself because healing word is other targets only.
Yep.
I was getting pretty low.
So we will be
I will
back
judge your
in
body
just a
with
few
us.
moments. Go ahead and stand up, stretch your legs, refresh your drinks, do whatever you need to do, and we will be right back.
Fighting shadows in their haunting eyes, smiting the wicked morrow when knowledge might when we face our final hour in the darkest rift. Come on, everybody, I'll be the death of yours. After channeling my power, your end will be swift. Now there's nothing in my way. You feel my deathly grasp. Crashing minions, ravage fields of war. Manifest my dominion to the chaos restore. When we face our final hour in the darkest rift, come on, everybody, I'll be the death of yours. After channeling my power, your end will be swift. Now there's nothing in my way. You feel my deathly grasp. When we face our final hour in the darkest rift, come on, everybody, I'll be the death of yours. After channeling my power, your end will be swift. Now there's nothing in my way. You feel my deathly grasp.
And we are back.
Wow.
Keep wanting to press that button on my stream deck, and I
Do it.
barely catch myself. I almost pressed it again.
Because it's the no-no button that makes you want to push it. But do not push.
No, I'm just absent-minded today.
So, as all of you come tumbling through this large stone archway, you hear it receding down into the mountain behind you. Looking around, you find yourselves in a very foreign place. The peak of one of the tallest mountains in the Golden Peaks mountain range This is unlike any terrain that any of you have been in before. Soft soil beneath your feet. Hard granite stone around you. Trees, large and green, line this mountain and those that surround it. Sky is open, shining and blue above you, a few clouds here and there. It is serene for the moment.
This is different.
Yixis, you mind pulling your claws out of my hand?
That was exciting. Can we not do that again?
That was far more than just walking.
Looking towards your guide, let's say, you see Reen on her hands and knees on the ground in front of you, breathing heavily as though she just cast a very powerful spell that has left her momentarily exhausted. Doesn't look like there's anything physically wrong with her other than she's just trying to catch her breath. That was a trying experience.
Are we in the place you wanted to get us to? Is this it?
We are here, I think.
Good job. Well done.
Thank you.
She'll clap her on the back a few times.
We're here,
She squawks
and
a
we're
little
not
bit.
dead.
Could I get one of you to roll a percentile for me, please?
I'll do it. What can possibly go wrong?
Don't kill the bird.
93.
Wow.
93. Okay. You look around the area, and a gentle breeze flows over the mountainside. Cool, but not uncomfortably so. This is possibly the most relaxed you have ever felt. You are not surrounded by hostile monsters. You are not shoved away in some dark, musky cave growing mushrooms. You are surrounded by calm and welcoming nature. Something that druids particularly take very seriously and very much to heart when they are in this sort of place. It is what a druid draws their power from: the land, the nature, the life. You would almost feel comfortable staying here. Maybe not permanently, but in this very moment, this calmness around you, it's hard to want to be anywhere else.
I think Zara is like walking through around the trees and stuff, just like trailing her claws across like the bark, just feeling them.
And you can see in the thick of the trees nearby, there's the occasional bit of movement, some wildlife watching, waiting to see if you are hostile, but eventually just moving on and carrying on with their lives, not getting in your way, content with you not getting in theirs. It is foreign to Gnolls to have this type of moment, this peace. It's not something any of you have experienced to this degree. And Reen finally stands up after catching her breath, looks around. We are here, mostly. Walk about an hour north.
All right.
Is this what it's like in other parts of the world?
Not all parts, but some.
Too quiet.
It's perfect.
It is nice, isn't it?
It's
I
perfect.
haven't decided.
Different.
Look around you. There's so
I
much
like it.
vibrant life. This is where our people should be making a home. Not in a wasteland, but in a place that has a bounty that can be provided.
Would we even be allowed to make home in a place like this?
Who would there be to stop us?
Fair. Just figured there was some reason why the matriarch chose the deserts.
Your people did not choose. Your people used to be everywhere, but would destroy everything. You were forced into desert long time ago.
Sounds about right.
That's what I wondered, if our hunger might upset the balance here.
Wait. The matriarch sent us out into the desert. Why again?
Who knows?
I don't remember.
It was to discover our history, right?
Yeah, something like that.
The more I
Reen,
discover about our history, the more I dislike it.
Reen, do you know our history?
I know some. My brother and I studied after his encounter with your leader. We wanted to learn about you.
Do you think I like being out by myself? Our history's terrible.
Your history is full of monsters.
Indeed.
Do we honestly have to go back?
The little
Definitely.
one needs to go back. He's too sad.
Nothing stopping the rest of us from coming back here, though.
Not just here, but a place like it.
I'm kind of bored. I'm gonna look around.
Well,
Zena's
we-
gonna walk around, take in the sights, do a couple zoomy runs.
Maybe we take in sights as we walk to the north to Leyline.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
Indeed.
She runs
That's
in a
right.
big circle around the group, following them.
Okay.
Reen,
And
would you be willing to tell us what you know while we walk?
sure, I can explain what I read in books.
Do none of you read our history?
you assume we read.
That's
Wait.
also true.
We have written history.
Not exactly, but if you know where to find it. Ruins, tombs, other cultures.
This is honestly-
It's out there.
Boring.
This is honestly the first time I've been out of the cave, so
That's unfortunate.
Your history is written only in the stories of others, not your own.
Why do you
were-
think I like exploring other places?
I do not mean to offend, but you were monsters.
No, I agree. That's why I despise my own race.
It is maybe not something to despise, because you are different. Although very angry still, but different.
Evolved is a word I would like to use, at least for some of us.
It is not easy to go from monster to person.
It was a very long journey. Some of us are still running it.
Well, big war between you and others only just end, like over a year ago. It takes time. I just hope that it is not ruined by anyone's actions.
Agreed.
Perhaps some of you have to go back because future relies on you. Change does not happen in single generation. It takes many.
True.
So as you guys are moving forward and Xena is doing zoomies around the group and taking in the sights, give me a perception check, Xena.
Yeah, 19 on the die for a total of -1 of 18.
Okay, that's still pretty high.
Especially for Xena.
It is a lot more of the same. Soft dirt beneath your feet. Terrain is a little bit rocky and, surprise, mountainous. There are trees around. You do happen to spot, far off in the distance as you're walking along this mountain path, a mountain peak that is adjacent to the one that you're on. Something strange on it. Or rather, in the side of it. It looks almost as if, from this distance, that there is a sailing ship crashed into the side of that mountain.
Not my fault.
That's weird. I'll point it out to the group. Isn't that weird?
Yeah, that's weird.
Is that an airship?
Would any
Oh,
of us
no.
know a story about this?
How do you sail a ship into the side of a mountain?
Very badly.
Perhaps it's an Arcastan airship.
That's what
Lisa,
I'm thinking.
you might, given the time that you spent with Tears, you might know
Mhm.
about this. Give me a history roll.
Oh, please roll high. Okay. That's a 16.
A 16, you have heard tales about ships such as this, large wooden sailing ships, some metal sailing ships of dwarven make, and you have heard stories that your teacher and your matriarch, their group, have even sailed the world on ships such as this. But how one would end up in the side of a mountain, you don't know.
Okay.
That looks like water ship, not meant for air.
Then what is it doing inside it on the side of a mountain?
Good question.
That's strange.
Someone had a real bad day.
Perhaps a giant threw it?
Maybe.
Would be very big giant.
Giants are quite large.
They are giant.
I must note this for later.
Just go ahead and put it in her journal.
Okay. And you all continue for about 20 more minutes when Breen stops at the peak of a bit of a hill in this mountain path. She looks around and seems to be looking up in the air at something specific that none of you are really able to see. And then she turns to the group and claps her hands together. And this is the spot. it will take lots of time to make the magic work, but I think there is good chance.
Is there anything we can do?
Yes. Well, there is something the little one can do to help. But that will come partway through the spell. I will need assistance with channeling the magic. For now,
Okay.
I just need to set up ritual area.
Would that
can I
put
do?
him in the same risk as us?
No, he will be conduit. He will help channel, but magic will run through me to you. Only you and I have risk of dying.
Anyway,
So you need a clear ritual thingy. What do you need? I can move rocks. I can move clear stuff. I could chop a tree. I could get food. What do you want? What do you need? I need to do something. I'm feeling really useless right now.
I could do with food.
All right. I'm going to go hunting. It's not usually my thing, but I'm going to go do it.
It will take me an hour or so to prepare, so you can all explore if you want to, or
I will
go hunting, or...
with you.
Thanks.
We can find something reasonable without destroying everything around us.
Hey, why do I feel like that's an insult to me? Your silence says it all. Come on. let's
No,
go.
just to maintain the peacefulness of this place.
Nah. It's too quiet.
I
Do
think
be
that's the
careful.
point.
There is dragons around these mountains.
you
What?
said that. You should have said that.
Don't-
Why did you
no,
say
we're
the
not
D word?
hunting a dragon.
red one around.
What kind of
No,
What kind
he's in
of
the
a-
valley.
what kind
Oh,
of
that's
dragon?
right.
I mean, we are close to the valley.
Can we go visit Sexy Red Dragon?
No, we cannot.
Damn it.
Dragons, you say? What kind of dragons? You know, just
We're
curious.
not,
We're not
No.
hunting them.
But
Bad
you
ones.
can't hunt a dragon while I'm all messed up. I can't help.
But there is also smaller ones, like drakes.
that's good
They are around.
practice. Yep. Where are those? Where can we could eat one of those? Mm-hmm.
Maybe in clearing by woods to
Let's go.
the east.
Zarek,
Okay.
you know east. You know direction.
Xena,
Take us.
we already have
As
enough
theirs
problems
takes her enough.
problems on our plate. Do not pick fights with dragons at the moment.
It's not a dragon. It's like a baby dragon.
Don't pick fights with things that breathe fire or
Well,
lightning,
So,
acid, or
What?
if it's a flying reptile, leave it alone.
She does have a point.
we need to hit something, guys. Like,
We can
come
kill
on. It's been
dragons
forever.
later. First, let's make
Gina?
sure that Isa is going to live.
Yeah.
Gina, you're gonna hear Reen's voice in your mind. Dragon scales are good components.
Oh no.
You're not helping.
Instigator.
All right. Keeping that in mind. All right, Zarek, you lead. Point me where we're killing.
All right.
Something I can chase.
I'm gonna track in the exact opposite direction of every drake I can find.
Level
while-
6.
Those two are going hunting. Are the rest of you going with, or are you going to do something else?
I think Zara is just going to enjoy her surroundings and just find a place to sit and just take it all in.
Subira is actually going to do the same thing since it's a new place. She's just going to kind of wander a bit and see if she can find anything exciting or just view anything exciting.
Okay.
And
What
unless
about-
unless I'm drug along, Yixis hasn't been going on hunting escapades this entire time, so he'd probably be working on his spell book.
We
Okay.
could drag Yixis along. I don't think he would like it.
He wouldn't, but there's not a whole hell of a lot he could do about it either.
Protest loudly. That's about the best he gets.
Exactly.
Okay. And what about Isa?
I think she has a lot of nerves over what's going to come, so she'd probably end up taking off her armor and just kind of doing the methodical soldier thing where they sit there and they clean everything piece by piece between her armor and her sword and any other piece of things she could clean. She's just busying herself.
Okay. So everyone has their set tasks. Xerax and Xena, you can either give me separate survival rolls for the hunting or one of you with advantage.
Buddy, advantage.
Okay. That's a 23.
23, okay. You head towards the edge of the nearby woods. That's usually a good place to find medium game that would be enough to feed all of you. And you trek along the edge of those woods for a good 20, 30 minutes before you come across a scene that you see at a distance that looks to be several large lizard-like creatures all huddled around the carcass of a large elk. There are 4 of these large lizards in total.
Do they
are
have
strikingly
wings?
red, but they do not have wings.
They don't have wings.
However, watching them for a moment, you see that there are 4 other smaller lizard-type creatures that do have wings, and they are colored in a similar way, and all of these creatures seem to be feasting on the same elk.
What do you think?
That is not a fight we want to pick.
Really?
And I'd point out all of the extras that are around.
How big are they?
They look to be about medium-sized, so in total from nose to tail tip, they're, let's say, about 6 to 8 feet, depending on which one it is. And the smaller ones each look to be about 2 to 3 feet in length.
Oh, we could take them.
Unless you want to end up like the elk, I would not suggest it.
It's an elk. Fine. Find me something else. Quickly.
What are your guys' stealth modifiers?
Fucking terrible. A modifier is a +1, but I had disadvantage.
I feel like I'm in the same boat on the disadvantage. Let me double check those. I can't remember. Does half plate carry the penalty?
I believe. Yeah,
I
have
think it
half
does.
price, so
I
yeah.
believe so.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, stealth would be a 0 modifier at disadvantage.
Ouch.
Okay. As you guys come to the decision to go somewhere else, find game somewhere else, one of the small winged lizards kind of flutters up from the body of the elk that they've been feasting on, and they look in your direction as though they have heard the two of you talking to each other. And then it quickly swoops down to the group of the rest of these lizards, and there's some chittering from that direction, and then they all turn their heads to look at you.
I reach back to grab my javelin. Don't
And
throw
there
it yet,
is,
though.
at the moment, what appears to be a standoff of sorts between the two of you and these creatures.
I'm going to
They
put
are
my
either
hand on Xena's arm and slowly start backing away.
I growl, but I back away.
okay. Two of the larger lizards seem to match your pace and walk in your direction as you're backing away. They aren't closing the gap, but they are following to a certain degree.
I'm going to snarl at them and clash my axe against the javelin to make like yeah, like you could do with cougars, like try to intimidate them to back off.
Okay, give me an intimidation roll.
Not good. 12.
12. They also rolled a 12 on this, but they have a -2. So they are going to stop their advances. They aren't going to retreat back to the group, but they will stop and watch as the two of you continue to back up, or are you stopping as well?
Back up a little further.
I'll follow his pull begrudgingly.
And they do not seem to be following any longer. They're standing their ground, potentially defending their food from anyone that might wish to take it from them. They do not seem to be considering you guys food at the moment. So you feel like it's probably okay to walk away from this situation now without any risk.
If Isa survives, we can more than happily come back and pick a fight with those.
Good. You owe me.
But the two of us dying out here is not going to benefit anyone.
That happened. Fine. I understand your fear. So,
It's not fear, it's caution.
fear, caution, same difference. No glorious battle for me today, it seems. Again.
One day you'll get your dragon fight. I happen to know of a red dragon down in a valley nearby that you can fight.
Yeah,
Me too.
just go pick a fight with that one.
Sure.
Or seduce
Yeah,
him.
that sounds like
Just-
smart.
Just seduce
Sure.
him. It's
Either-
great.
Either one.
He's uppity enough that you could probably do it.
I mean, I don't know, with the amount of flash and everything that he has inside of his horde, he might impress Xena with how glorious he is.
That's true. That's very true.
Probably not a gold
Maybe
anyway.
Xena will also get a ring from him.
So, are the two of you leaving these creatures be and
Yeah.
continuing
Leave
your hunt?
them and continue looking for something not contested food.
Unfortunate.
Okay. So as you turn away to make your way in the opposite direction, lucky you, a very large jackrabbit hops out from the tree line right in front of you, stops, and kind of looks in your direction, realizing that it just made a real big mistake. You guys are able to capture it quickly.
I would like to say that I like bestially chase it down and just
Okay. You play with your food first, and then you catch it.
Yeah.
Someone's upset.
I needed
Is
a
it-
chase.
Is it a clean kill, or are you gonna tear into it a little bit just because
I
it's been a
probably
while?
tore into it a little bit. I'm in that
Okay.
kind of mood.
So the hide will not be salvageable, Isa.
Yeah.
But you are able to kill this thing, catch it, and kill it. It is a very, very large jackrabbit. It's like 3 more inches, and it would be a dire rabbit. So it'll be enough to feed all of you sufficiently, since
Sling it
one of
over
you
my
can't
shoulder.
eat at the moment anyway.
Womp
And
womp.
you come back to the rest of your group with your trophy in hand and see that Reen has made significant progress on the area that she selected for this ritual. She's begun to set up stones in a circle and draw arcane runes in the soil on the ground around them, drawing various geometric shapes that all seem to connect to each other in one way or another. Though she does continuously stop her progress to go over to Yixis and assist him slightly with his spellbook stuff. Partly probably because she feels bad for the guy, since he's so darn sad. And actually, Yixis, if you accept her help, if you were transcribing a spell, you can cut the time required for that in half. So, you all, I assume, sit down and prepare your meal, or prepare a fire to cook
Yeah.
your meal
Yeah,
as
I'm gonna start
Green
cooking.
works.
Let
And-
Xena do her thing.
Yup.
As you prepare your meal, you notice that the sun is beginning to set, which at first feels a little bit strange. Although you did sleep in a little bit this morning, it feels like you just woke up not that long ago. And that perhaps tells you that you were inside of that maze for a significant amount of time, all things considered. It felt like just moments to you guys as you were traveling through it, but clearly, on the material plane, it was not just mere moments. And by the time that your meal prep area is ready to go and you're ready to cook, Reen stands up and approaches all of you, and again claps her hands together, as she seems to often do. The area is ready, but I think we eat first.
Yeah.
Yes?
Sure. I'm working on it. A few more minutes.
Okay.
Also, anybody else notice that time is funny today?
No.
Oh, that. Yeah. The maze is bigger than it seems. Takes more time to travel than teleport.
How long were we in there?
It took about 6 hours to move through the maze.
Better than the 14 days it will take us to come here.
Yes.
Possibly longer.
Didn't feel that long. Weird.
The maze has a way of prolonging suffering for those that are lost. Time is different in there than it is out here. But we made it through. We are safe. Everything is okay.
Thankfully.
Reen takes a few glances in Isa's direction before quietly shuffling her way over there leaning down to say as softly as she can near Iza's ears, so hopefully she is the only one that hears. Are you prepared for what is going to come?
Sure.
There seems to be many who want you in the afterlife. Once your soul becomes uncaged, there is none who will have claim over it. But they may want to claim it. It could be trouble.
Can't be more trouble than them trying to fight over it.
It can always be worse, but it can always be better. You should not rely on demons for anything.
Good advice.
Demons are a part of our culture. It's always assumed that one has claim over our souls.
Also,
It'll be
your point.
different to not have anyone have the claim on mine. We'll see what that means.
The option to work with a demon comes up, may I suggest don't?
I will take that under advisement.
Okay. Also, the little sad one,
The
will
pup.
you make sure he gets home?
That I can do.
I think he can help your people a lot, but needs guidance.
He could learn to speak his mind. He could.
He seems to care a lot about someone, but is afraid to talk about it, maybe? He has good ideas, but does not have loud enough voice.
Agreed. And in a Gnoll community, you need a very, very loud voice.
That is my understanding. You will all be okay. And she's going to wander over to Yixis at this point and sit down next to him. I saw you reading a book. Old book, not spell book. Can I see it? And you realize that she's probably talking about the book that you found in the Colosseum Underground.
I guess I have my mic and Zoom muted at the same time. Extra precaution.
All the mutes.
So, you gave me a list, just real quick. You gave me a list of spells.
Yes.
With my conjuration savant, I'd be able to cut them in half anyways. So would that mean that they'd be a quarter of the time with her help?
It sure would.
Would I have had enough time to do the negative image and the dimensional shove?
Let's see.
It's a level 2 and a level 3.
Yeah, I think so. Between what you've worked on while all of this stuff was being set up, and then the remainder of time you have before Reen starts casting the spell, there's enough time to finish that. Yeah.
Okay, just let me know how much ink I have to use up. Keep in mind, it would also be cut in half because of conjuration. So
Yes, that would take about. It was it 10 gold per level of the ink?
so you don't remember.
This up again. It's been so long since I've been a wizard. Let's see. It is it is 50 gold per. So that would be about 100 and, with her help, 130 gold worth of the ink.
Okay. But yes, I will. So I'll take care of that in my notes, and I will share the book with her.
Okay, so as you're pulling that book out of your bag, she reaches into her own bag and pulls out another book and quickly flips through the pages, and you see that all the pages in the book that she has are blank. And as soon as you pull out the book that she requested, she takes her blank book and lays it on top of the one that you have. And she just kind of slaps down on top of it. And there's a brief flash of light between the two books. And then she pulls her own book back off of it and flips through the pages. And you see that that book is now filled with all the same writings from the book that you have.
Okay,
She
that's
essentially
cool.
just copied it.
Yixis needs
That
one of those
is-
as his spell book.
That is a wizard cantrip. So if you're ever interested in learning that, it is available to you.
How did you do that?
It is magic, but easy.
We're done here. If we make it out, I want to learn that.
I can maybe, if there's time, put it on a scroll that you can learn.
Just gives us 2 big thumbs up with big old toothy grin.
Okay. So if there is anything that anyone wants to do, now is the time. Otherwise, I do require some rolls for that cooking.
Alrighty.
I think while this is going on, Zara is going to go over to Iza and just very plainly say, if you die, I'll make sure you don't come back a witherling.
That's appreciated. One way or another, we can get the big old FU to the creator. Either by snatching my soul back or at least keeping me from his other plans.
Okay. So
16 for my cooking.
16 for your cooking. Okay. That is wild game. So that does get a benefit. I'm gonna re-roll that. It was a good benefit, but I don't think it's gonna apply to you guys for the next 24 hours. It would have been your travel distance in a day is essentially doubled. But I
Oh,
don't
that's
think you're
cool.
going anywhere for the next day because the ritual takes a day. So. Ooh. Oh, instead, everyone that partakes in this meal, I am so sorry, Isa. Everyone that partakes in this meal gets a +5 to all of their saving throws for 24 hours.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. Nice.
That was the best
Enjoy.
possible result.
Hey, and Britain got that. That's awesome.
There's a lot of things to forage in this area. You know, I got to add in some cool syrups and like
Things you've never cooked with before?
broadened my horizons on cooking today. Some
This was to all
exotic
saves.
ingredients.
Yep, to all saves. And that does include death saving throws. Not that I'm saying any of you are going to be making those within the next 24 hours, but in case it comes up, the bonus does apply. And since you have successfully cooked with foreign ingredients, Xena, while you are still in this area, you can forage for any of the local spices and additives and stuff that you want. So you are now familiar with them, and you can take them with you, and using them in the future may affect the DC that you have to beat.
Nice. I'm going to spend when they start the ritual, if it's going to take a whole day, Xena's spending the day foraging for stuff.
Okay. And yeah, the ritual will take 24 hours to complete once it has begun. And that will be, let's see. Time today is... Okay. So, as everyone has their meal and kind of calms down for the evening, prepares themselves for what's to come, Reen gets up and excuses herself about mid-meal to go work on a few more things before the ritual is ready to go. And by the time you're all finished eating, she approaches the group once again, looks around at all of you. It is ready to go. While it is happening, myself and Isa, and when the little one joins in, will be unable to do anything other than the ritual. We will be effectively incapacitated. So, should we draw the attention of anything, we may need help. We do not want anything to interrupt the magic, because that will be bad.
We will keep watch.
Oh, I guess I'll just forage nearby then.
It will take a full day for the ritual to take place. And at the end, we will either succeed or not be around to know that we did not succeed.
You'll be fine.
I think so.
Isa, you're strong. Just don't give up like last time, okay? You got this.
Wasn't about giving up. It was about not giving him what he wants.
Respect that this is another way you can do that.
True.
It's a fight.
Little one, we will need your assistance about 8 hours in. I will call for you. And when all of this is done, we will get you home, safe and sound.
Has she explained to Yixis what he actually needs to do?
She has not. She's kind of waiting for... actually, give me an insight check. See if you can determine this.
That's a flat 10.
Flat 10. You get the feeling that there is something that she doesn't want to talk about in front of everyone. And you get that sense anytime she brings up your involvement in the ritual.
Scares me a little, but I'll still go along.
Today, Ixis becomes a man.
Not quite that sort of involvement.
Oh, okay.
This isn't a
He's
red
of
dragon
age.
situation.
He's of age.
So if everyone is ready, we can begin.
Might as well.
Okay. Isa, you go stand in the middle of ritual circle.
Or Isa heads over there. She's going to take off all of her garments except for like her undergarments, and then you go stand in the middle of the ritual. She doesn't know what's going to happen, so she doesn't want to mess up her clothes.
Xena claps you on the back a few times as you walk past. In an encouraging fashion.
Don't let anything happen to my clothes. Saw what you did to that rabbit.
You said I've got 8 hours of just sitting time?
Well, 8 hours of doing whatever you want time.
Right.
There will be,
Writing.
while this ritual is going on, there will be roles that I will require from everyone else for events that may happen during the ritual.
That's
I will be scribing more stuff in my book.
Doreen does look towards you, Yixis, before she goes to join Isa in the circle. And you see her kind of nod her head in the direction of the ritual circle away from everyone. And then she just kind of turns on her heel and walks over there.
What do I pick up from that?
She probably wants to talk to you.
Oh, okay. Oh, go talk to her.
Once you approach the area, she wraps one of her very large black feathered wings around you in a bit of a huddle to give you some privacy from everyone else. And she leans into you. I hope it's not a problem, but this is our casting magic.
They kind of think any magic is Arcastan magic.
That's not a problem, right?
Well, they don't like Arcastans, but they've liked how I've helped. But they kind of give me crap about it every time I do. But that's about it.
Okay. Because of tensions between Arcastus and your people, I was hesitant to explain that I learned this from their mage college.
Your explanations would have fallen on deaf ears anyways. I kind of tried to tell them several times that not all magic is from Arcastus. In fact, even most Arcastus magic is based on something way older anyways. So
Oh,
don't worry
that
about
is
it. Don't bother.
relief. Big relief. I was scared this whole time. It's why I did not mention this ritual immediately when you told me about curse, because I thought it would make them angry, and I do not want to be food.
Well, that's understandable. But
Was I-
yeah, don't bother. I mean, I wouldn't go saying, "Hey, look, I learned this in Arcastus," but you know,
Okay,
as long as
I
you leave it at that.
think I understand. Do not advertise, but if they don't know, it's okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So when I call you in to help, I will need you to stand between Isa and me and try your best to go with flow is expression.
So don't fight it. Just try to direct it.
Yes, that is right. Direct all the magic towards Isa. It will come from me into you, and from you to her.
Okay.
It will be okay. She pulls her wing back and gives you an encouraging tap on your back, and then she takes position on the edge of the
Really?
ritual circle.
Reed,
Yes?
thank you.
I should say that to you. You
What?
all saved me.
Well, I feel like I've learned more in the past couple days just spending some time with you than I have, been able to reading whatever random book we find in the desert.
It's always easier to learn from one who already knows rather than try to teach yourself. But you have done very good work. I have not met Arcaston Gnoll before.
Not an Arcaston.
She kind of laughs at that response. It's exactly what she was looking for. Maybe when all this is over, you help to mend relationship between me and your people. And then I can teach you more.
Would be nice.
Yes. And then between us, we can find brother. Now,
I take it
Let
Yixis
us
has
begin.
no idea.
Yixis has no idea.
That I would definitely help you do that. Yeah.
I look forward.
Given Isa's proximity, did I overhear any of that?
You probably overheard that last bit of the conversation, yeah. So, Reen takes her position at the edge of this ritual circle. She extends her hands out above it, and a faint blue light begins to trace along all of the drawings that she has made in the dirt. And from these now glowing lines, those same shapes seem to rise up from the ground in strands of glowing blue light and circle around Isa, who is standing in the center. Reen looks up to the sky and points one hand straight up. So she's pointing directly at something that none of you can see until she snaps her fingers. And then suddenly you see a great bright light, almost like a rope of light traveling across the sky, high above you. It's the visual manifestation of the ley line that she is beginning to tap into. And almost as though a bolt of lightning strikes down, it connects to her, to the tip of her finger that's pointed up towards it. And her other hand then extends towards you, Isa. And this light seems to channel through her and begin to connect with each of your limbs, the tips of your fingers and the tips of your toes. Like flowing strands of thread connecting you to her. And you feel this sensation that's almost like static electricity. And all of you begin to smell that familiar ozone-like smell that happens to flow over an area whenever, say, Zara uses her lightning abilities. It's that same smell. There's a crackle in the air that comes from the connection between Reen and this ley line. But the sound is suddenly interrupted by what sounds like a large explosion somewhere beyond the tree line to the east. The ground beneath you rumbles and shakes. Shaking dies down for a moment, and then rumbles and shakes once more. And this pattern begins to repeat itself, and the more you feel it, the more it seems like footsteps making this shaking. Footsteps of some monstrously large creature. What else could possibly make a mountain shake beneath it? As you all turn your eyes to look in that direction, you can see trees jostling and swinging, and suddenly loud cracking noises as though they're being torn from the ground. And that's where we're going to stop for tonight.
Red Dragon Daddy?
He's still in
Zeno.
the valley.
You
Racist.
you just
Damn
want
it.
to see that sexy dragon again.
Well,
Racist.
Subira's single. Ash wasn't.
I mean, this is
Stayed
true.
faithful.
Well, wasn't he only interested in Ash because of the dragon pieces?
Yeah, but he was also trying to manipulate her, but you know.
Yeah.
Trying. He
Whatever.
succeeded. Come on.
As dragons do.
What?
Yeah, he was just like, look how hot and rich I am. And then Ash is like, well, you do have a point.
I mean,
There was
yeah.
no
I mean,
hesitation from Ash.
He gave me a ring. I mean, you can't just say no.
I'm saying that
would
would
just be
work.
rude.
That would definitely work on Xena in a heartbeat.
Just like, look how hot and rich I am.
Yep, instant. I'm yours.
Nope. Not so much on Isa. He's gonna be like, and?
Xena,
what?
finally, a man worth my gloriousness.
Oh God.
So that is going to do it for us tonight. But as you hear us say every show, this is not the only show that we have on this channel. We have returning tomorrow, Destiny Forged, the return of the original campaign, I will say. That is a show that in one form or another has been a part of this channel really since the beginning. And we are making our return tomorrow after a brief hiatus. And it's going to be something, that's for sure.
That's a word.
Yeah, I'm really not sure how else to describe what's going to happen, mostly because I don't know what's going to happen other than terror.
I
But
look forward
we
to it.
do also have 2 shows that happen on our alternating Saturdays. One of them is Withered Wastes, which we just had this past Saturday, and that starts at 11:30 a.m. Pacific. On every other Saturday is Wayward Wanderers, which happens at 12 p.m. Pacific. That is a Pathfinder 2 Extinction Curse campaign run by Azarin, who I'm sure you all recognize from Tuesdays. Surprise, surprise. We're also spinning up something else that's going to be happening on the 3rd, I believe, is our first show.
Yes.
It is going to be a once a month lore talk show where we talk about everything that has to do with this world that so many of our campaigns take place in. I cannot speak anymore tonight. And I'm super excited for that because we have been working quite a bit behind the scenes in the last week or two just to get everything down on paper for the topic that we'll be discussing during that show. Well, one of the topics we'll be discussing during that show, which has a lot to do with the timeline of this world. So do tune in for that. If you missed any of the shows that we have, aside from the Twitch archives, we do have them on our YouTube channel as well, which Zorro very graciously handles. That is uploaded regularly, so check that out for an archive of almost everything that we've done. Am I forgetting anything? I feel like I'm forgetting something.
No. No, you nailed it.
Nailed it. Okay.
You're good.
We're good.
Yeah,
So
so much to say. It's wonderful.
yeah. Today was something. I was not prepared for any of this.
Experiencing the curveballs that are constantly thrown on this channel.
I spent all of today preparing the dungeon beneath the Colosseum.
I wanted to go.
And we're like, let's go to Disneyland.
Yeah. We're like,
You
desert, let's get out of here.
With Isa, like, she's dying. We had to fix her.
I mean, I still want to do the dungeon beneath the
No,
Coliseum.
Oh,
Yeah.
we're still doing that. That's still happening.
Yeah, that's still
That
gonna be a
spider's
thing.
down there waiting for you
That
guys.
spider is
Oh.
waiting.
Because
Oh,
all we
he's
have
a-
to do is be like, hey, thanks, Reen. Can you just drop us off where you just like where we
right back.
just were, and it'll be great.
Green for new permanent NPC party member.
Yep. We're just going to bring her along.
Poor Reen's now just the Uber of this group.
Aw. Just like
Every
Piper
group
was.
needs one.
Just like Piper was, yeah.
Yep.
Then we got vetoed.
Yeah. All Isa wanted was a big middle finger to Yunaga. That's all she wanted. Now she's getting it, hopefully.
We'll see. We'll see what happens. Demon lords are not nice people.
Nope.
Go figure.
They're also
What?
not fond of letting things go.
What?
Nope.
It's true. I think you guys have a little bit of an advantage here, though, because Yunogu historically has a very short attention span. So as soon as he's no longer being entertained, he like moves on to the next person to mess with.
Good.
So
Like,
it might work
bored.
out for you guys, might not.
I really want to get my guy involved, but I have like this asshole interfering. Because I
Yep.
know he would love to partake, but no.
It's gonna be eventually this campaign. It's just gonna be like a royal rumble of deities.
Yeah, seriously.
Just out of curiosity,
We do
Fox,
have
and
the
feel
arena.
free to say I can't answer that. But it feels like the description you give of the thing blocking all these communes and visions and whatnot is different from Yunogu.
Mhm.
Yes, it is.
That's what
It
I
is
figured.
something else entirely.
Maybe so.
Feels
Some
like a
asshole
trickster.
working for him.
Name starts with a V.
For the thing that is blocking these visions and Zara's ability to see into the future, that is something that was triggered by the Tuesday game triggering the thing that appeared in the sky and made it rain blood.
I was gonna say, is this
That was-
scary?
I used that essentially as like a beacon for all kinds of horrible things to come and investigate. and you guys just happened to roll an encounter with one of those things on one of your travel rolls that at the time seemed to do nothing. And then that is related to this creature that you guys keep seeing.
I'm guessing the orb in the sky that we thought was a second sun for a second there.
That is related as well. Yep.
The wheel in the sky keeps on
Ah.
killing us.
DMCA.
Oh shit! Curse
we gotta end the
you.
stream.
I know
now.
this,
Thanks,
that's
Zoro.
like torture for Zoro. I bet there's so
God.
many things you want to sing all the
Curse
time.
you.
All the time.
I mean, when I was streaming, I'd sing to background music all the time. Now I can't have background music. Now I can't sing.
Nobody, I was
Torture.
surprised and a little bit impressed. Nobody took the bait that I put down when I said snap back to reality. Nobody started singing that. I was
Oh, no.
You need to
Oh,
check
yeah, we
I
did.
saw you
the
guys
Discord
saying it
server.
in Discord and in Twitch chat, but I deliberately said it hoping that someone would start singing it.
It was in my head. Trust me.
There's a lot of things that I was kind of humming to myself because I'm like, yes, this would be great to sing out loud.
Not anymore. So yeah, that's gonna do it for us tonight.
All right, hi.
I don't know about you guys, but I am exhausted, and I don't want to go into tomorrow being exhausted. So
Yeah, you'll
We will
leave
see
tomorrow
you then.
exhausted.
All right, everybody.
Sleep in. What's that?